Hello, Miners Nation, as we get ready for another contest here in Anchorage between the Matsu Miners. As now the Miners are getting ready to end what seems like it's been a long road trend, a few home games here or there. But over the course of it all, the Miners have persevered to win 8 of their last 9 and looking to make it 9 of their last 10 here. I'm Sean Nief alongside Reese Lannon. And Reese, I think everybody in the Miners organization is a lot happier than where they were before they headed down to that Kenai trip right now.
Yeah, well, obviously, winning 8 out of 9 does help that, certainly, but I mean, it's been a collective team effort. The team batting averages rose over 20 points on this win streak, so they've been hot at the plate. They've been getting good pitching today. Daniel Lawton goes out to the mound. His last start came in Kenai. He'll look for a little bit of success today.
And one thing to note with Naughton, skipper Tyler LeBrun mentioned a lot of what he offers for the squad. Yesterday, Christian Seelhorst unable to go past 3 innings for the team. Naughton expected to go a bit further. And right now, it seems we are getting ready to sing the national anthem, so we will return with your lineups for both sides right after a brief break.
There we go. Okay. Yeah, you were reflecting big time. That's my bad.
Welcome back to Mulcahy Stadium as we get ready for another contest here between the Miners and the Glacier Pilots. Two teams that have become quite familiar with one another. Miners sitting alone atop the ABL with a record of 13-6. Skipper Tyler LeBrun happy with that, looking to really keep the hitting numbers high. Seems to be the focus today. Miners batting rotation top to bottom goes David Bermudez, the shortstop, Morozic going to be second. Sorelli in the 3-hole with Rando batting cleanup. Walters is going to be in the 5-hole with Kevin Nakamura returning to the lineup tonight. He's going to be in the 6-hole. Mike Ferreira got the schneid off with a hit the other night, getting another chance here in the lineup. He'll be batting 7th. Got Tyler Wilson, the switch hitter, in the 8-hole. And rounding it out is Jared Sweeney, the Lehigh product, in the 9-hole.
Yes, Sweeney getting his first start at third base in a couple of games. He's over there today. He appeared yesterday as a pinch runner and defensive sub in the 9th inning. So Sweeney in the lineup today. Josh Morozic, who's hit near the bottom of the order the last couple of games, yesterday had a big day at the plate. Had 3 hits and a walk, so back in there today, obviously. Miners put up a team high 15 hits yesterday. They were spraying the ball all over the yard.
They really were. They had their highest hitting day all year, 15 hits by the close of it. And the team is looking to carry their momentum into this game with a team that is currently holding the 2nd highest average in the ABL for batting average. First, they're going to be tasked with defending that 0-0 score as Hackman is going to be taking the mound for the Glacier Pilots. First time the Miners have seen him in action so far this season.
Yeah, Owen Hackman, right-handed pitcher from Loyola Marymount, 6'2", 165, so a smaller guy, or thinner guy, I guess you could say, out there. he gets the ball today for the Glacier Pilots, and he's going to have to deal with an offense that has been on fire as of recently. They've been really good lately, scoring runs. Obviously, Sorelli and Moroza combined for 7 hits yesterday. They were spraying the ball all over the yard, so Hackman has a pretty tough challenge ahead of him. Hackman, on the year, comes in actually with a 3.21 ERA, 4 games, 3 starts. He's pitched in 14 innings, 12 hits, 7 runs, only 5 of which have been earned, 4 walks, 9 strikeouts. He's got a 1-1 record.
And one thing that stands out to me, out of those 7 hits he's allowed, 5 came within the last 7 days. He pitched 4 innings previously in his last outing, allowing 5 hits and 3 earned runs, or 2 earned runs to come across in that time. So recently has been stumbling a bit at the mound, and with an offense as red hot as the Miners could lead to some early action. However, the Miners seem a lot more comfortable coming from behind in each of their wins so far. They've had 4 comeback wins this season alone. It's really the comeback kids.
Well, actually, they racked up their 6th yesterday. It was 6, I believe, on the year. You might be wrong. Maybe I'm a little bit off on that. Thank you, Stephen Wilson, for leaving the comment. Yeah, the new camera is hopefully better, and actually it's not as good as it really could be, as there's a bit of glare out of the press box window today. So next time we come here, our next game actually is here against the Bucks instead on Saturday. Hopefully we can have the quality a bit better by then, but hopefully the stream at least is a little bit more watchable.
And coming up to the plate first is going to be David Bermudez, a name that I'm sure plenty of these Glacier Pilots fans remember, as he was the one to get the win for the Miners in extra innings. It was his bat that brought across the winning run.
Bermudez to the plate first.
He took that first one looking, trying to gauge what Hackman can throw. Bermudez is going to let that one go low as well.
Bermudez had 2-0 in the count. David Bermudez, shortstop from Rider University.
Squared up for a second, pulled it back, but it is going to be called a strike. 2-1 now to David Bermudez. Bermudez really seems like he's found this spot in the rotation in this leadoff role. It hasn't changed ever since he's been moved into the 1 slot.
Bermudez's average is still slumping below 200, but he's showing signs of getting out of that average cold streak.
That time he's going to be swinging above the fastball. 2-2 now. Hackman looking at an even count and a chance for the first out of the day. Bermudez staring him down. Hackman hiding his face behind his mitt. Now the delivery. Gonna be slightly chopped off, easily put away at first as Lopez just tosses it over to Mann. Ethan Mann, an interesting name that we're seeing at first base today as well.
Yeah, Ethan Mann has played all over. He's played first, right, left. He's been all over the diamond. Pretty standard lineup from what we've seen for the Glacier Pilots. This is obviously our 3rd game against them in our last 4. So Connor McGuire over at 3rd. He's been kind of a mainstay over there. Blake Wink back at shortstop. Fausto Lopez has been at second pretty much every day. Tom Tavik in left, Cole Escher in right mainstays, and Ornelas in center.
Here we see Josh Morozic, and his first pitch going to be flied out. Going over to 3rd, McGuire puts him away with only 1 pitch, and now 2 Miners away in the top of the 1st. Tough break there for Morozic, who seemed like he was just trying to get some contact and gauge where the pitch was.
Yeah, I'm reading some of our YouTube comments right now. I'll try to make that graphic a bit smaller if I can. It's hopefully by Saturday we'll have it up and going completely good.
Now 3rd to the plate is going to be the big first baseman, Nick Sorelli, for the Miners, as he fouls off the first pitch there. 0-1 now. Sorelli undoubtedly had one of his biggest games of the season last night. Miners elevated by 4 hits, 1 being a grand slammeroni from Sorelli.
Sorelli, the big first baseman who's been all over the bases the past few weeks.
Taking that one for a ball, it's going to even it up at 1-1. And that is one of his greatest assets, as skipper Tyler LeBrun made comment that he doesn't believe he's going to be searching for power every swing. He's been getting a lot of singles and walks recently, as he gets this one lifted over to the left field. It's going over and gone. Nick Sorelli How about 2 jacks in 2 days?
Sorelli, that one was a classic Mulcahy Stadium home run. That ball just kept carrying and over the left field fence down the line. How about back-to-back days with home runs? Nick Sorelli, there's your new ABL home run leader as he takes Hackman deep with 2 away.
That's 4 on the season for Sorelli. Just lifted that one beautifully over the left field wall. And just as I was saying, he was a single and walks hitter. He just lifted his second in 2 days.
Yeah, Sorelli, tons of power out of that swing. And ball carries into left field here. Sorelli, obviously a left-handed hitter, going the opposite way. That was where his grand slam was yesterday.
And now the Miners taking a 1-0 lead early as Aaron Walters, or Tyler Rando, correction, is going to be at the plate. Rando had his own home run the other day, back-to-back with Sorelli's. He's sitting in a 1-1 count now, hoping he can follow the same performance. If the Miners take an early lead here, now they're just looking to protect it. Rando with the 1-1 pitch is going to chop that one towards first base. Man slides and walks it in himself. It's going to be an unassisted ground out for the 3rd out, but not before Nick Sorelli could leave his imprint on this first inning. Sorelli absolutely cruising one over the left field wall, and the Miners are looking at an early 1-0 lead. We'll be right back with some more action here at Mulcahy Stadium in the bottom of the 1st. Miners looking to protect that lead.
All right, now I can fix it.
Welcome back here as we get ready for the bottom of the 1st at Mulcahy Stadium. Miners wasting no time putting themselves on the board with a solo home run in the top of the 1st. Now the Miners going to be on the defensive side with Daniel Naughton taking the mound for the Miners. Naughton getting another start nod here. Starting it off with some blistering fastball down the edge of the plate. That's going to be strike 1.
Naughton comes into this game on the year with a 6.75 ERA. It's a bit inflated.
As David Bermudez now makes his 2nd error in 2 days, a trend he is not a fan of, and it is going to be an easy first base for Cole Escher.
But regardless, this is Naughton's 4th game of the year. This will be his 3rd start. He's on the year. Obviously, that 6.75 ERA is not ideal, but he's done some good things. 10 2/3 innings. He's been able to strike out 7 batters and hoping to get some more strikeouts today. He's got some of the best velocity on this staff. So that first pitch is swung on and missed. Strike 1.
And Naughton has allowed hits here and there. First one of this game, obviously going to go down as a hit, but right now he is in damage control, keeping an eye on Escher at first as he does try for a pickoff, going to return safely. Naughton, part of this battery with Rando, carrying it over from Gonzaga. The two of them quite familiar with one another, as Rando is showing off some nice framing, but that one's going to be called for ball.
Yeah, into the box now, Fausto Lopez, who's actually picked up his average a little bit over the last number of days. He's usually hitting near the bottom of the order, but getting the start today in the 2-hole.
Went 1 for 3 the last time the Miners and the Glacier Pilots faced off. Fausto takes a big swing there, can't catch up to that one, and that's going to be a strike.
Yeah, Lopez on the year is only hitting 170, and his 524 OPS isn't great either, but it's maybe a tick better than somebody hitting at 170 would be, so maybe that's a little bit intriguing going forward.
Seeing which way that number is going to go now as Fausto Lopez awaits another pitch, and this one is connected on. Wilson running in from center easily puts him away. Going to be throwing to Morozic at second, and Escher, with nowhere to go, is going to return back to first.
Yeah, that was an easy out there by the Miners, just blooped up to center fielder Wilson, who's out there today. Josh Morozic at second base today, so Wilson out there today trying to fill that void. Morozic obviously a great defender in center field, but Tyler Wilson's no slouch out there either.
Both have wheels, can cover plenty of ground out there, and that's exactly why they're given the excitement, as now Ethan Mann going to be coming up to the plate, someone who doesn't slouch himself when it comes to making the ball go deep, as he turns his first pitch, this one going deep, and it is gone. Taking the words right out of my mouth, Ethan Mann sends a shot over the same wall as Nick Sorelli. This time he's got company, and he takes a 2-1 lead here in the bottom of the first. If you wanted fireworks, this is your kind of ball game.
Well, Ethan Mann also just tied up Nick Sorelli in the home run race as well. He got it right back. So Ethan Mann's 4th home run of the year, and arguably he's been the ABO's best hitter this year, over a 400 average with a ton of power.
And now we might have a bit of a home run race, as Sorelli seems to be talking it up at first base. He's going to want to keep that title himself. Going to have to wait to go back through the rotation first, though, and Tom Tavick coming up for the Glacier Pilots to stand in the left-handed batter's box. Tavick going to let this one run inside for ball 1. And not a lot of pressure on him now. They've taken the lead back without wasting a single inning. Still 2 outs to go in this, as Tavick fouls that one off. 1-1 now.
Tavick this year has a 965 OPS. He's been slugging the ball at a good rate, 588 slugging, also getting on base at a 377 clip.
He's no slouch in that 4-hole. Does start to go around there. And looked down for an appeal. Wasn't given a sign. Have to see what the umpire himself at home plate is going to say. Brad Polk is the home plate ump today. But instead, we're going to have to wait, as Tyler Wilson's going to be retreating for this one, putting it away, and Tavick becomes the second out of the bottom of the first.
That was a good swing by Tavick there. Hit a pretty deep left center field, but Wilson with a ton of room out there didn't have to really run too much to get it.
So now, coming up to the plate, it's going to be Blake Wink, the middle infielder for the Glacier Pilots, going to get his first hacks of the day. Wink, another one of those names that struggled a bit last time these two met up. 1 for 4 on the game, so did come away with a hit, but also seemed to be floundering at the plate a bit, as he takes strike 1 for the first pitch of this at-bat. And Naughton really seems to be pushing his heat, hitting the outside of the black that time. It's going to be strike 2, 0-2 now. The best count he's been in so far. Naughton looking for his first strikeout of the day. And starts to go around. Will get him, and that's going to be strike 3, as Blake Wink can't help himself. Going to be striking out swinging, even though it was a pretty half-hearted swing. So, Miners can't hold their lead for very long. Glacier Pilots take it back in the bottom of the first. Score now at 2-1 as we head into the top of the second. Hopefully the action continues this way as we continue here at Mulcahy Stadium. Welcome back to some more active baseball as both squads coming out making a statement early in this game.
And to lead off the second inning, it's going to be Aaron Walters, the right fielder today from Angelo State.
Walters has seen some success recently, but hasn't been upping his average nearly as much as some of his teammates. As that one is taken on the inside. Looks like it's going to be ball one to start this at-bat.
Walters had an RBI single yesterday in the 8th inning to help add insurance runs, made it an 8-3 game.
Taking this one near the hands. This one's going to be ball two.
Wally ahead now 2-0, and expect him to swing. He's an aggressive hitter at the plate. If he sees something in his wheelhouse, he'll definitely take a spin at it.
Maybe trying to pull another ball over that left field fence as it's given gifts today, but instead going to be facing his first strike. 2-1 now. Walters has plenty of his own history against this team, adding an RBI in their last meeting as well. And that's going to be the third ball in practically the third spot for this at-bat, all going low and inside as Walters gotten pretty comfortable with that pitch at this point.
Yeah, and another thing that you can look at is, I'll pause between pitches. Strike two, as another thing that you can actually see kind of clearly now is those steel beams out in right center field. That's where the scoreboard should be. There is still no scoreboard here, so kind of doing it on our own terms right now.
Tonight we are your scoreboard. As Walters goes down swinging his first strikeout of the night, putting a K next to his name. And nice pitch there by Hackman, really pulling it and then delivering some heat on that one.
Kevin Nakamura to the plate next for the Miners. He's in the DH slot today, not behind the plate, just getting some at-bats. Nakamura on the year, an even 200 hitter. He's got a home run and 8 RBIs. Hey, watch the ball, 1-0.
Nakamura has a really smooth swing. They've been putting him in as a pinch hitter from time to time, really forcing his hand, seeming like he has to make contact. Hopefully he can find a better role here today as that one taken as a strike down low.
Yeah, Nakamura, not the biggest guy in the world, but he can certainly hit the ball. He already has a home run on the year.
Now, Nakamura going to be putting that one in the dirt. It's going to be a foul ball. Nakamura actually had the first home run for the Miners in this new season. In his first at-bat, hasn't been able to clear the outside fence since. You know he would love to get an extra base hit here.
Sits at 1-2.
That time going to be laying off the high fastball. No real reason to chase that one. Nakamura not going to be tricked.
Now, this is the first time you guys have really seen Mulcahy Stadium in a clearer view. I mean, it is short fences here.
And that one swung on. Breaking ball just gets him flying into the dirt. Kevin Nakamura becomes the second strikeout victim of this inning.
Yeah, this field, I mean, there's no actual, feet markers down the line or in center or anything, but down the line, I would guess about 300 feet, and the wind blows out. So, I mean, you hit a fly ball into the air, it's going to carry out. It carries different than Herman Brothers. A lot more home runs hit here than at Herman Brothers Field.
Oh, absolutely. This team definitely been the benefit of that in certain situations, but now the Miners finding their own benefit, looking for something else here is Mike Ferreira going to be given his first chance of the day. Ferreira taking a big swing there in that same breaking ball, just falling right before it reaches the plate. Miners can't seem to see it. Hackman only had 9 strikeouts before today, adding a few already in this early game. As Ferreira starts to go around, is able to keep from breaking his wrist, and that's going to be 1-1 now.
Ferreira obviously has been struggling a little bit at the plate on the year, but last game 1 for 2, had a base hit and walked, so got on base a couple of times. Hopefully that's a sign of things to come at the plate for the Westchester University product.
Going to let that one go high for ball 2, and Ferreira, when he is on it, he really does seem like he is one of the most powerful hitters for this Miners lineup. Watching him in BP certain days, you'd be a bit confused to see that average next to his name, but I have a good feeling that when he clicks it, it is all going to click at once, and Mike Ferreira is going to be really drilling some baseballs.
Yeah, Mike Ferreira Now in a 3-2 count. Pennsylvania native.
Something's got to give. What are we going to see? As Ferreira gets a hold of this one. Going to be going foul, though, more towards the Glacier Pilots bullpen.
Yeah. Something that Tyler LeBrun, skipper for the Miners, was talking about to us before the game is the fact that he believes the Miners really have the best bullpen in the ABL, and their hitter's job is to get into the other team's bullpens.
As Ferreira's going to send this one up towards the center. Ball going to take a slow bounce, which is peculiar for Mulcahy, but he is going to be out at first. It's going to be a ground out. And Miners go 1-2-3 in the top of the second. An uneventful inning following that first inning home run. Now, they're going to be sent back out to the mound as Naughton's going to get his second inning of work in. We're going to be back to show you that after a short break. Welcome back to Miners. Naughton going to be facing off against Connor McGuire. McGuire taking a ball there, but the last time these two teams faced off, McGuire's impact was more felt by his own team on the defensive side, allowing a few errors at the shortstop position. And today, going to be hoping to rewrite those wrongs.
Yeah, McGuire getting more regular playing time at third base. We've seen Hagedorn and McGuire kind of rotate down there. But McGuire back in today on the year. He's hitting a modest, to say the least, .83. 24
right
at-bats. He's got a couple of hits as he's now down 2 strikes in the count. He does have an RBI and 4 walks, though.
The UC Irvine product. See what he can do here as he's going to foul that one off to stay alive.
Another rare day off for Casey Rother. We've seen a couple of days off for him recently, once in Peninsula and then once, obviously, today in Anchorage. But it's okay to give him a day off at this point. The way the Miners are hitting is they're getting production everywhere.
That's a moonshot as Jared Sweeney just has to take a few steps over and put that one away. So a lot of pop, not a lot of actual action for the first out.
Yeah, just switching Lehigh boys down there really at third as Rother has been down there for the last number of games. He played really good there yesterday, had about 6 fielding chances and converted all of them, so he was solid down there. Today it's Sweeney, who has started off a bit slow at the bat, but the glove down at third base is really good.
Now coming up to the plate as he's taking the ball on the first strike, or the first pitch is going to be Jimmy Galicia, someone who's definitely gotten a lot more time as a two-way player in this roster for the Glacier Pilots.
This is his 3rd game of the year. This is his 7th at-bat coming in. He's getting more and more time. The Glacier Pilots roster is a little bit hindered right now as Connor Charping is out for the year with an injury, and Devin Lopez, the Oregon State infielder, is also banged up, so they're going to everything right now.
Does make solid contact there. Bermudez No error this time as he gets a clean delivery for the second out. 2 up, 2 down.
That's about exactly how you wanted to start if you're Daniel on and get some quick outs here. Obviously, gave up that home run. I mean, it wasn't crushed or anything, but if he can maintain consistency and keep the ball on the ground, I think he'll be okay. Fly ball pitchers are going to have a tough time at Mulcahy Stadium. I mean, it just is what it is. It's almost like the Coors Field of the ABL. I mean, this ball flies.
Absolutely. Very hitter friendly. Nice dive there by Sweeney. Nice throw, too. And infield really showing off their skills in the bottom of the second as they keep them off the board. 1, 2, 3 inning right back to them. Miners going to be picking up the bat once again for the top of the third. Be sure to tune back in for action then here at Mulcahy Stadium. Welcome back for some more action here at Mulcahy as the bats went exploding in the first innings. They just went quiet in the second. No score change in the last frame, and now it's going to be Tyler Wilson, the switch hitter, coming up to bat.
Wilson had 3 hits against these same Glacier Pilots a couple days ago. He's looking for some success here as he goes down 0-1 in the count.
And has had his own back and forth few kind of games. Came in as a pinch runner in their last contest against the Chinooks, getting his own at-bat. 2 at-bats actually in that game, going 0 for 2 as he's down 0-2 now.
Wilson looking to fight in the count. He's certainly prone to some strikeouts, but has a lot of hard contact around the diamond.
Gets some nice contact there. This one's getting down as well. Another hit for Tyler Wilson, even in a 2-strike count.
Yeah, Wilson there. Down 2 strikes, like I said. I mean, he hits the ball hard, and that was a nice little line drive into left field of the Miners with the leadoff runner. It'll be interesting to see what Jared Sweeney does here, if he's swinging away or maybe they try to bunt that runner over. I'd guess he's swinging, but Sweeney now to the plate, switch hitter.
Miners have had a love-hate relationship with bunting lately, and with someone with Sweeney's frame, I'd be surprised to see him squaring it up, but not the craziest thing that could happen as Wilson just flutterfoots his way back to first.
Wilson, the runner at first, has pretty good speed. Be interesting to see what the Miners do with him.
As Sweeney's going to be taking that one for a strike. Didn't think it was going to break back into the zone, but taking that one looking.
Sweeney can swing it at the plate. It just hasn't really translated yet. He has a good track record at Lehigh of hitting the ball consistently.
As it seems like Hackman is really not a fan of having Tyler Wilson at first. Picking on him again. Nothing to come from it. Sweeney really looking to start building his hit numbers as this one goes in on him, and it's going to be going around. That's going to be a strike. Can't help himself when he gets jammed like that. And always tough to fight off anything like breaking action on the inside, whether that's trying to avoid it or trying to hit it. Never going to be easy for anybody in the batter's box. Now Sweeney looking to advance that runner. Takes a big swing there. No contact made though, as that's going to be a strikeout. Hackman really starting to ring him up.
Yeah, Hackman puts him away there for the first out of the inning, and now it's the top of the order. David Bermudez to the plate.
Bermudez flew out in that first at-bat, looking to get his shot down here. He's been getting quite a few bloopers across the field recently. Been primarily how he's been accumulating hits aside from that major home run against the Oilers. Nice contact here. This looks like it's another moonshot going into foul ground, and it's put away by Mann.
Quick out, one pitch, one out, and just like that, 2 away for the Miners, and now it's going to be Josh Morozic.
Morozic, all he saw was one pitch in the previous at-bat before he fouled out, similar to Bermudez. Just now, going to be looking to see maybe a few more pitches than one this time around.
Morozic from Kent State. On the year for Josh, he's hitting .315 as that ball goes back over to first base. And the Miners now have 3 regulars in their lineup, all hitting over 300. Casey Rother, Nick Sorelli, Josh Morozic. Morozic has no homers, 4 RBIs. He's walked 18 times. He does have a lot of strikeouts. He's prone to striking out 17 of them. So there's a strike, but Morozic does walk. 8 walks. He's also got 6 steals. 3 doubles as well to his line.
And for such a slender frame, he has a lot of quick, explosive power. A lot of that comes from good form, and just knowing where to make contact, as Morozic has the ability to put it out into the field. Looking to do the same here as his team looks at a 1-run deficit. Does make good contact. Will it go deep enough? Ranging back and putting it away is Tabak, and that is going to be the 3rd out, leaving a man stranded at first. Starting off with a solid hit from Tyler Wilson, but no luck to come afterwards. Miners going to be heading to the bottom of the 3rd, still looking at a 1-run deficit here at Mulcahy Stadium. Be sure to join us after a short break. We have more baseball here at Mulcahy Stadium as the Miners get ready for the bottom of the 3rd. No change on the mound as Daniel Naughton continues to stride forward and deliver heat with a strike there. Man, that low and inside zone has been his favorite spot so far today with the fastball.
Yeah, Naughton can really run it up there with the fastball. He's a hard thrower, trying to look for some success here, getting swings and misses.
Going to be tough to golf it out, but David Ornelas is going to do his best shot as he fouled the last one away. So now looking at an 0-2, Naughton doing a good job of getting ahead of batters as well, something he didn't do as much of in his previous outing. As he's going to keep this one alive, but not going to land fair. Devin Ornelas going to be looking to get the first hit going in the bottom of the third, as the Glacier Pilots could always look to add some insurance runs.
That ball's fouled back by Ornelas. We didn't see him in the last contest here at Mulcahy Stadium, but Ornelas has been a pretty often regular into this order on the year. He's struggled a bit with the bat, to say the least, as he goes 1-2. Ornelas on the year hitting .211, 8 hits and 38 at-bats. He's also got 6 RBIs, but most importantly, he has 13 walks.
Yeah, that OBP standing at .412 on the season. And luckily for the Miners, not getting on here, Naughton couldn't make up his mind at first whether he wanted to go overhand or underhand just to embarrass him. Went underhand in the end. First out for the Miners.
Yeah, regardless, it's the first out, and now stepping up to the plate, it's going to be Cole Escher, who the Miners have had plenty of problems with both at the plate and in the field. He's made some nice plays in the field, and Escher strides in now as he reached in the first inning on an error.
Came all the way around on that Ethan Mann home run as well. So represents one of those 2 runs on the board. As Naughton starts with the ball here, this one too far inside. And going back to that heat down and away, this time going to be a bit too low for ball 2.
The only other action tonight around the ABL is a non-league game. The American Legion All-Stars are facing the Chugiak River Chinooks as the Anchorage Bucks travel back home today.
And that one going to be ripped down the third base line. He's going to be chugging, looking for 2. And he is going to easily jog in there, no question about it. Going to be Mike Ferrer out in left field that eventually makes the throw, but Sweeney didn't think it had enough to stay fair. Came back to bite him for 2 bases.
Yeah, that one was stung nice down the third base line. No opportunity for Sweeney to make a play. As I was saying earlier, the Anchorage Bucks and Peninsula Oilers series wrapped up yesterday. The Oilers won that series 3-2, but off days for both teams today as the Bucks travel back to the Valley, as well as the Oilers, who are going to start a long road trip.
Oilers just won that series too against the Bucks, so they're looking up as well. Cole Moore and Pennington playing great, as Fausto Lopez not looking too great himself at the plate, just fishing there and finding nothing but air. Fouled out in his first at bat. Now with the runner in scoring position, can Fausto put one in play? 0-1 count.
Miners a couple days off after today, July 1st and 2nd, both off before they return to action on July 3rd.
And regardless, inside or outside, Fausto Lopez, 2 big swings and misses for 2 strikes now.
That game on the 3rd is actually slated for 2 o'clock p.m. here in the Valley. It was originally 5 o'clock p.m., so be sure to get that score to you guys updated, but planned on 2 o'clock p.m. on Saturday.
Yes, that one's going to be the first ball. Now going to some fastball after those 2 great breaking balls. Fausto Lopez able to time that one up pretty well. Lopez in a 1-2 with the man in scoring position. Doesn't want to waste this opportunity. Miners looking to end this inning as soon as they can and strand one, as this one is going to be a part of the parking lot outside.
Yeah, there's a lot of parking outside. Fausto Lopez giving a souvenir out to a car.
Called a hood ornament. Lopez hasn't really been nearly as productive as the rest of his team over the past couple games, bringing down that batting average just a bit. As this one going to be far inside, nearly chipping his shoulder, but instead calling for ball 2. Even count now.
Naughton looking to work around some damage here. 1-out double for Cole Escher here in the 3rd. Naughton would love to strand him out there and keep the score the way it is, 2-1.
And this one going to be stinged. It is going to get down. Throwing out from center field is Tyler Wilson. Not going to send him home. Nice job to field it and keep him at 3rd, but is going to put one in play. Fausto Lopez gets his first hit of the game.
Yeah, Fausto Lopez going back up the middle with a little bit of a bloop shot. And now some serious trouble on the bases for the Miners. First and third and just one out. And the man at the plate has been hitting the ball pretty well, to say the least. 2-run home run his last time up. 4 home runs on the year. Ethan Mann strides in.
Yeah, Ethan Mann is the man right now. Can he keep his title? Or is Daniel Naughton going to knock him off his throne? Naughton just throwing a throwaway pitch there just in case he went for a steal. Fausto Lopez, definitely no stranger to trying to steal a base or two.
Yeah, Lopez can move off first base, so the Miners want to keep the double play intact. They're going to have to keep him close.
As this breaking ball is sent farther than my vision can see out the window, it is going up and all the way down into Nick Sorelli's glove. No one at first to rein Fausto back in, but he is going to remain there.
Yeah, that was a big second out as they get the pop-up from Ethan Mann. Big out now, 2 away, and striding in, it's going to be Tom Tabak, who's equally as tough of an out to get. Tabak on the year, a home run and 6 RBIs, but 353 batting average, 373 on base, and he's also got, as well as that home run, 5 doubles and 2 triples.
Yeah, the heart of this lineup doesn't get any more forgiving for the Miners. How about 588 slugging right behind Mann 655? It's just a 1-2 gut punch, and the Miners hoping to avoid it to get out of this inning. Not sees what he likes, delivers a pitch on the outside, going to be fouled away though.
Count goes to 1-1 here on Tom Tabak. Left fielder, another New Mexico State guy, him and Ethan Mann, teammates for the Aggies in New Mexico.
Seems to carry the momentum well here. As Tabak trying to plate another run, pickoff attempt, but no action here. Not. Instead, gonna get back to his job on the bump.
Count sits at 1-1 on Tom Tabak. Left fielder, slightly open stance.
Another fastball. This time is going to be fouled away a little bit further, so adding some more distance, but can't seem to pull it back into fair play.
It's a big pitch here for Daniel Naughton. If he can get this guy at the plate, Tom Tabak, he'll be able to work through back-to-back innings scoreless.
That could be huge, especially with how many are currently on the base path. This one fouled away. It's going to be heading back towards the back net, and Tyler Rando is just going to find a new ball.
We'll stay at 1-2. A medium-sized crowd, maybe a little less here on hand at Mulcahy. Maybe a bit bigger than the other night, but not anything like Herman Brothers. There will never be anything in the ABL like Herman Brothers field attendance.
This one lifted into left field. Not going to have enough distance on it, though, as it is put away. That is going to become the third out. Mike Ferreira gladly gloves that one and forces the Glacier Pilots to take a seat as they get ready to come back for themselves in the top of the 4th. We're going to see another inning of action from Hackman when we get back from a short break here at Mulcahy Stadium. welcome back for more ABL baseball between the Glacier Pilots and the Matsu Miners. Miners coming to the plate here at the top of the fourth, getting ready to try and rally the forces. Got started hot and have gone quiet since. Best man to put you back on top is the man that scored first, Nick Sorelli, as he got a solo home run in his previous at-bat. This time, starting with the ball near the hands.
Sorelli, his last 3 at-bats, home run, single, home run. Hard to do much better than that.
It's a pretty solid batting average.
Yeah, I would say so. Slugging at a cool, I believe it's a 2.3, yeah, let me think. Give me a second to think.
We'll come back to you on that
Well,
one.
yeah, give me a second.
As Sorelli is going to lift a deep shot here, and it's going to go foul, so had the distance, not the right angle, but is keeping the defenders on their toes, sending that one to the opposite field. This time almost going over the State Farm sign in right field.
Okay, so I've done my math. For his last 3 at-bats, Nick Sorelli is slugging 3,000.
That's pretty good. And you might want to add on to it as he's going to get another shot down here for a single. Sorelli can't be stopped. The freight train continues.
Actually, that's going to drop down his slugging. The horror. It's going to drop on that just single.
It's so hard to be good at baseball.
He drops down to 2,500 in his last 4 at-bats there. But Nick Sorelli, obviously aboard as the leadoff hitter. That's the most important thing right now. And it's going to be Tyler Rando next at the plate.
Yeah, no complaints from his coaching staff, I'm sure. As Rando wasn't able to do anything in his last at-bat, just a simple out. This time, hoping to put some solid contact on it, put this one in play. Can't waste the red-hot start of Nick Sorelli.
Another interesting thing about Mulcahy Stadium, like it is in Chugiak, is first pitch to Rando misses, but another interesting element to the stadium is it's all turf on the infield and then straight grass in the outfield, so 2 ABL stadiums with that. This ball moves quick on the turf, and so do cleats. Lots of stolen bases here at Mulcahy.
Absolutely. It's an explosive, hitter-friendly ballpark, but we have seen a few web gems because of that fast-moving infield.
Yeah, I mean, this is almost a hitter's dream if you're a power speed guy. I mean, short fences, quick infield, ball moves quick on the infield, so you'll be able to get some hits that you might not on grass, and then obviously stolen bases as well.
So Rando takes a strike in his last pitch. Gonna have to wait for another one here.
Rando in a 1-1 count. The catcher from Gonzaga yesterday had a home run of his own, back-to-back with Nick Sorelli in the 6th inning. He got his first home run of the year. He's been hitting the ball a lot better as of late.
Rando is going to be called for another strike there. Just
check swing.
Happens to bring himself around a bit too far.
1-2. Rando on the year hitting .257. He's got a home run and 6 RBIs. He's also drawn 4 walks, and he's only struck out once.
And he's not going to give up on trying to put Sorelli away. He is building a bit of a vendetta between the first baseman as he goes for his 3rd pickoff attempt there now in this at-bat.
Yeah, they're afraid of the big man's wheels. I would too. Sorelli wants to run.
He's got some diesel in those tires, but this one's going to have to wait as he gets another ball called there.
And I know that it's not a ABL contest, but I would just like to report the score of the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks game against the American Legion All-Stars. To put it simply, it's not very close. It's 11-0 in the top of the 3rd inning. Chinooks lead.
Oh, Rando, this one going deep, but it is foul, adding that one to the bullpen collection.
I should have just thrown a curveball and said the Legion All-Stars. They're up 11-0, but no, it is the Chinooks, so.
When you said 11-0, I wasn't sure which way we were going.
Hopefully the Chinooks are leading, but yeah, the Chinooks clearly not taking it easy on them.
We've seen Tampa beat
This is no
Phillies
friendly
before.
game. This is not a friendly game.
No, taking it easy, not at all, as Sorelli's not getting an easy life over at first either. 4th pickoff attempt now.
Chugiak coaching staff might have it out for whoever's coaching the Legion All-Stars. They are not letting up right now.
Miners hoping to get their own offensive explosion like that. Nice job there by Rando to hold himself back. Full count now.
Tyler Rando. If he could reach, it'd be first and second, nobody out. Due up on deck is Aaron Walters, who had a bunch of hits yesterday, and that actually increased his average on the year to 256. 10 of 39 on the year. He's got 4 RBIs.
Rando empty-handed yesterday as Sorelli, he's getting some real cardio in at first, and he hasn't even left the plate.
Yeah, he was back in safely there. That one was actually pretty close over there. So, Pilots, that is the main thing of their staff. They do have a lot of pickoff attempts, regardless really of pitcher.
Rando empty-handed in yesterday's ball, or last time these two met. This time, not going to pick up a hit, but is going to get a bag as he heads to first with a walk.
Yeah, it wasn't completely nothing on the day for Randall last time. He had a couple of walks in that game, actually. No hits, but was able to work his way on base. As now with first and second, there's going to be a meeting at the mound between catcher Alec Jones, the pitcher on the mound Owen Hackman, and manager Robert Anders as he talks to his right-handed starter, Aaron Walters, who's swinging a hot bat up next for the Miners.
And Walters comes through in the clutch better than most of his teammates. He has really come through with 2-out situations, but with no outs in front of him and 2 on. Best thing he can do is not only bring home 1, but avoid that double play, as that can kill the momentum of an inning extremely fast.
Yeah, Miners trying for some success here. Hackman's last start, he went 4 innings, giving up 3 runs, 2 of which were earned to give up 5 hits and 3 walks, just 2 strikeouts. So he was pretty knocked around in his last outing. So on the year, that 3.21 ERA has been inflated from last time. Miners trying to inflate it even more as Walter squares the bunt here.
And bunting woes continue. That one goes foul. As long as he avoids the pop-out, right now just might be looking to advance the runners, but Wally has been batting fairly well, 4 for 17 in the last week now. So just below 250 when it comes to batting average.
Clearly the Miners love the bunt. I wouldn't have expected Aaron Walters, who's hit the ball pretty well, to bunt there.
You and I are in the same boat there. 0-1 is going to get a nice advance here. It's just a nice simple lob throw to Fausto, who moves over to first for the first out.
Yeah, that'll be a 1-4 ground out. But Aaron Walters, how about that? His first sacrifice bunt of the year. Haven't seen him even try to bunt before today, but they're getting it down. The Miners, who obviously love the bunt, are in a really good situation now. Second and third, Kevin Nakamura to the plate.
So now we're going to see if Kevin Nakamura can add a few more RBIs to his name. We've said this plenty of times because he racked them up early, but has led the team in RBIs for a while. May not be the case with Nick Sorelli chugging the way he is, but Nakamura still has an incredible swing, but takes a strike there. Plate vision has been something that's plagued him just a bit, as he's tried to be a bit over-aggressive after getting behind in some counts. Whenever he strikes early in ambushes, he is one of the most dangerous hitters in the ABL. Nakamura, an 0-1, gets some contact here. It's not going to draw him over. Gets a lucky out at first, and that one could have been either way. Man had to jump to make the grab as Hackman threw it over his head just a bit. Luckily landed before Nakamura returned and touched the plate. So that's going to be the second out here in the top of the 4th, and coming in a bit of a controversial fashion.
Yeah, that one was a close play over at first. Nakamura out though, and now Miners want to get a run here. It stands on the shoulders of Mike Ferreira.
Ferreira got a ground out in his previous at-bat, and starting this one in a similar fashion, Hackman, similar to Sundyne, one of the pitchers the Miners have struggled with the most, really thumbs these pitches, and his break north to south is pretty dangerous for these Miners to face off against.
Hackman taking a step off now. Ferreira would love to get another hit and try to continue to break out of that slump. If he could get a hit here, the Miners could tie or take the lead.
Anything put in the gap could easily score 1, if not 2. Gets the appeal, and he went around for strike 2, so Ferreira not in a favorable count now.
Yeah, Ferreira down 0-2, thanks to the first base umpire Roberto Taddison. Roberto Taddison giving that strike 2 call.
0-2 now. Ferreira, chance to drive in one 90 feet away. 0-1 pitch. He gets nice contact, gives you a pretty nice sound, but is going to be put away on a ground out 6-3. So no blood drawn by the Miners. They threatened with 2 on, but couldn't bring any across here in the top of the 4th. Going to be heading now to the bottom of the 4th for some more ABL action. Be sure to stay tuned. Welcome back as we get ready for the bottom of the 4th inning to kick off. Miners still trailing 2-1 here, and Daniel Naughton going to continue his day on the mound. First off is Tom Tavik as Naughton does it himself here, able to get that nice pop off and put him away.
That's a big out there. As wasn't Tom Tavik, rather Blake Wink at the dish as he grounds out Wink, the fastest pilot on a team of speedy guys. Not an easy out, but Naughton gets him his first out here in the 4th.
Now coming up to the plate is going to be Connor McGuire. He fouled out in his previous at-bat, so didn't really get a chance to develop and put something into play. I know, Miners hoping for a similar result, but instead, breaking ball on the inside, a bit too far high, as that one's going to be ball 1. Brad Polk giving a pretty generous strike zone to Naughton down low as he gets a swing there too to help. 1-1.
Yeah, Polk with a decently sized strike zone. We've seen more big strike zones than small strike zones here. As long as it's consistent, I don't think anybody's going to have any complaints.
Naughton delivering outside and low again, not going to chase this time, and McGuire retakes the lead in this count. So Naughton looking to even it up. Instead, it's going to be a weak liner, and Josh Morozic simply throws his hands up, calls everybody off. No need to worry. This one's an easy out. Out number 2.
A big play there as Naughton is really kind of trucking right now. He's through 2 batters here in the 4th, and if he can get through it cleanly, it'd be 3 straight scoreless for the Gonzaga right-hander.
For a fly ball hitter, this is textbook work. Weak line drive, weak ground out, and a chance for the 3rd out now as Jimmy Galicia coming up to the plate.
Galicia, obviously a 2-way player. He's in for his at-bat right now, right-handed batter, Loyola Marymount University.
So far, the Glacier Pilots struggled to get any offense outside of their top of their lineup, and Galicia taking a strike there isn't helping that cause.
Naughton would love an easy inning. He's almost there.
This time, Weekly grounded once again. Bermudez taking his time, making a nice throw on one grab. And that's going to be an easy 1-2-3 inning. Miners continue to roll on the defensive end. They've been lights out since the first. Gonna see if they have a chance to retake the lead or tie it up in the top of the fifth as they get ready to swing the bat again. Miners 2 up to start the top of the fifth. Be sure to stay tuned after a short break. Miners coming back up to the plate to start off the fifth. Tyler Wilson coming back in after a single in his first AB, hoping to keep the momentum rolling here as his team still looks at a pretty paltry 1-run deficit.
Yeah, Miners still have a chance, obviously. No runs being crossed for the Pilots.
Wilson takes one on the hands. That one's still going to hit the zone. Strike 1.
Yeah, Wilson, maybe a bit of disapproval with Brad Polk's strike zone as he kind of grimaced as that ball was called for a strike.
Always hard to read those, as that one is going to be given to him. That's a gift.
Yeah, that one was halfway in the left-handed batter's box, or the right-handed batter's box.
Not sure if that was good framing by Jones or...
That maybe looked like Brad Polk was upset with Tyler Wilson grimacing.
So now Wilson facing an 0-2. No favors given so far, as that one is going to be called ball. So not expanding north and south nearly as much as that one was given to him. I think that one might have just been Jones putting up a nice frame. If we can't frame something in the dirt, ball 2.
Yeah, Wilson battling back a bit now, 2-2. He's an important runner to reach base. Jared Sweeney, who struck out his first time, sits on deck.
Wilson looking to make it a 2-for-2 day. And it's going to get out of the way of that one. Full count now, working your way back from 0-2. Chance to get on base without even swinging a bat.
Wilson probably thinking, I thought I had a walk. Instead, he's now back 3-2.
Gonna foul this one off. So now, still remains 3-2. As Tyler Wilson is seemingly taking control of this at-bat.
No activity for either bullpen as Daniel Naughton has really cruised through the last 3 innings.
And Tyler Wilson will be fanned with that one, swinging above the fastball, and that's going to be strikeout.
He has an ongoing conversation with Polk. He'll head back to the dugout, so a little displeasure from the Minor center fielder, but to no avail, as now with one out, it's going to be the third baseman, Jared Sweeney.
And so that'll also be the fourth strikeout by Hackman, as he is looking to add to his total, but Sweeney hoping to avoid it. And that same inside fastball given to him again, almost acting like a two-seamer. Hitters believe it's going to come in and strike their knees, causes them to shoot out a bit, but instead just hits the inside of the black. Sweeney learned a bit from this one, able to hit it down, but is going to be foul, and
hit it right off his shin.
His foot.
Yeah, right off. It looked like more lower shin area. He'll be okay. It's just a stinger, but now in an 0-2 count with a stinger doesn't feel good. Miners, although they trail 2-1, I mean, it feels like every win lately has been of the comeback variety, so not really a time to push the panic button yet. Obviously, only down a run helps that.
It seems that Miners, when they do struggle against starters, when they reach the other team's bullpen, that's when they find their best stuff. Very opposite of how the Miners seem to operate, but right now, both starting pitchers doing their job, as Sweeney will be struck out again, his second swing of the day.
And now it'll step up David Bermudez to the plate. Bermudez looking to reach base here.
0 for 2 so far, but has had solid contact, a fly out and a foul out. So putting it in the air, just trying to put it where no defenders are. Bermudez waits on the first pitch, not going to wait very long, putting this one directly towards Wink at short as he gets an easy 6-3 ground out, 2-man at first. Miners going 1-2-3 again, 2 striking out and 1 grounding out. Looking to keep the score the same at 2-1, as Naughton is going to continue his day of work. Been productive so far. See if it's the same in the bottom of the 5th when we come back. We are ready for the bottom of the 5th to commence. Miners back on the mound is Daniel Naughton, as this one slips through. That one's going to be a hit. Starting off, first pitch put into play. Alec Jones gets the single there, and now becoming only the third, I'll say the 5th now for the Glacier Pilots to get a hit, as the top of their lineup accounts for the first 3, and now adding on to his own total.
With runner on, now Naughton's really got to be careful with what he's doing to these batters at the plate.
Cornelius did ground out in his previous at-bat. Putting another on the ground could be 2.
Squared the butt there, pulled back, so see if he goes for it here. I would assume that he'll try it.
not one to hide his hand is Devin Ornelas, as he trusts his own speed too. Trying to put this one down. Gonna go foul once again. 0-2 now. Chance for the put out here as Naughton gets ready. Possibly preparing for some breaking ball action after seeing him square up twice. Instead, going to go for... Gonna check on the runner at first.
Count is actually 1-1, so Ornelas probably squaring once again.
Naughton knows what's coming. There's the delivery. This one is going foul, so now moving to 1-2. Struggling to lay down a bunt right now is Devin Ornelas. He's seeing the ball well, but can't seem to push it forward.
Ornelas trying to battle now.
Naughton gets him with the fastball, swinging above that one, and Ornelas is fanned. That's a big put away there for Naughton, who's trying to keep this a relatively low-key inning, but coming up next is 1, 2, and 3, each of whom have a hit in this game, starting with Cole Escher.
Escher, who doubled his last time to play, doubled down the left field line, and got to third with 1 out, but was unable to be brought around.
Escher has reached base twice so far today, the first coming on an air, so a chance to make it 3 times on the base path. He started to square there as well, came and brought it back, but it is going to be strike 1.
Interesting decision to square there for Escher, but I don't know, maybe he does try to get down, move that runner up to second with a couple away.
Chops this one down. Not going to go for the one at second, instead going for the easy out at first as he puts him away for the second out. Runner advances to second, so a fielder's choice there.
2 away, and stepping into the plate now is going to be Fausto Lopez, who last at bat hit that looping single to center, reached first, but didn't come around to score.
Miners really looking to make this a close game. The sooner they could get through the starter for the Glacier Pilots, the better, as Hackman has been keeping them off the bases. Naughton doing the same right now as Fausto can't calculate where that breaking ball is going, and it hit the plate before it reached him, but can't help but swing.
Fausto trying to drive in a run. Miners trying to keep the score where it is. Still no activity in the pen. Daniel Naughton, if he could work around this, would get 5 innings of 2-run baseball.
This one's going to be called low, so 1-1 now.
Naughton from Pendleton, Oregon. Pacific Northwest guy, stayed in the Pacific Northwest to play his college baseball. Gonzaga University in Spokane. Tyler Rando, who's behind the plate, is his teammate at Gonzaga.
And this one spiked down. Nice job to use your chest there, Tyler Rando, blocking that one. Still 2-1. They know that Fausto is a lot more aggressive for pitches down low. He likes to try and golf shots out, but also has resulted in a few spiked pitches here from Naughton. Naughton with the delivery. This one moonshot once again. That is the ultimate fly ball as Rando and Sorelli gonna meet up in between the bases, look at each other and laugh it off as Sorelli able to get a foul out there, get it the third out, and we are heading to the top of the 6th. Still the same score since the first frame as both of these teams are stuck in a stalemate. Miners hoping to break that norm as they head into the top of the 6th with heavy bats. Be sure to tune back in here at Mulcahy Stadium for that. We are back here at Mulcahy Stadium with Josh Morozic coming up to the plate next for the Miners, and he is really going to want to get this squad rolling. They've been stuck at one for the past 5 innings, and no real sign of stopping as they haven't put anything into play for a while either, besides the Sorelli-Rando single walk combination. Morozic's going to let that one go right over the heart of the plate for strike. So right now Morozic in the leadoff slot, back to a spot he's used to for this lineup. And that one is going to be another strike breaking ball, getting him there. So gave him some heat and gave him some off speed. Now the table is open for Hackman to do whatever he wants.
Morozic, who's in a hole now, he's struggled a bit. Obviously 17 strikeouts, almost 25% of his at-bats on the year are strikeouts. Not there as he watches ball 2. But to his credit, obviously, as I said earlier, Morozic does walk plenty, has 8 walks on the year. And when you're hitting the way he is, I mean, the strikeouts really don't matter. Came into this game hitting .315.
So now Morozic waiting on the 2-strike pitch. And he's going to be called for strike 3. Decided to hold back, but it hit the zone anyway. And Morozic's going to be laid down on strikes.
Now it's the man of the hour. 2,500 slugging in his last 4 at-bats, Nick Sorelli. Sorelli homered in the first and singled his last time to the plate. That was in the 4th inning.
So far has 2 of the 3 Miners hits on the day with that home run and single. And Sorelli and the rest of the field seemingly getting a bit of a shower of cottonwood coming into the field all over Mulcahy right now, adding a bit of ambiance as Sorelli stares at a 1-0 count. Make that a 2-0, that one outside.
Sorelli trying to battle and find a way to base again. Sorelli in a 2-0 count. He's got a chance to take one for a ride.
How about hitting a triple? Work for the cycle. Instead, he's going to just shoot this one down the line into foul ground.
Sorelli with aggressive swing. It's kind of a quick, when he gets full extension, he can really loft it out of the yard.
You see him choking up a bit more there, trying to still make sure that swing is even and across. Before, he'd like to lift it up a bit to try and get that home run action, but not even going to start to swing around here. This one's going to be ball 3.
3-1 is still no action in the minor bullpen. I mean, Daniel Naughton has pitched well ever since giving up that home run in the 1st inning, and he really deserves to get a 6th inning of work.
And that one's going to be another walk. That'll be the 2nd on the day for Hackman, and the first time that Sorelli picks up a walk. So that OBP is smiling for Nick Sorelli.
Sorelli's last 8 plate appearances, or last 9 plate appearances. Get this, he's reached base 8 times.
That's a pretty solid job.
Yeah, he's got a couple of walks. He's got 2 home runs. He's got 4 singles, so Sorelli all over the pass. He's creating a little village over there as he's back in safely on a pickoff throw right away.
And we've seen this from Hackman. He is not a fan of anyone being on the bases, but especially Nick Sorelli. Tested him with 6 pickoff attempts in that first, as Sorelli is going to be standing with a moderate leadoff, and Tyler Rando, who also picked up a walk in his last at-bat, is now going to foul that one away.
Doesn't look like any action down the Pilot bullpen, so Hackman continues to work here, trying to find a way to work out of the 6th cleanly.
Rando, the high stance, will not offer at that one, but should have, as that's a strike. Strike 2 now in the lower outer corner.
On the day for Hackman, he's sitting at 79 pitches, so pretty decent pitch count for Hackman, actually. He should be able to work through the 6th without the pitch count at least bothering him.
Rando getting a hold of that one. That's going foul, but is seeing the ball better. His timing is evidently on point right now, even with that breaking action.
Hackman 5 1/3 innings. He's given up 3 hits, 1 run, which was earned, walked 2, struck out 6. Good strikeout numbers for Hackman.
Miners hoping to change that, is going to get a ball called on that one. Immediately follows it up with a throw to first, but no shot at Nick Sorelli there.
Counterpart Daniel Naughton, who is not a big strikeout guy despite throwing pretty hard. He's more of a ground ball pitcher. He's pitched 5 innings, 4 hits, gave up 2 runs, only one of which was earned. Bermudez made that error in the first, which helped the runner Escher get on via the E6. So just 1 earned run. He hasn't walked any, struck out 2.
And so Sorelli knows the routine at this point. Slides back and gets ready for another pitch. Rando gets this one. It's grounded down. Sorelli is hustling to second. Not going to get 2, but will get the 1 at first.
Yeah, that one was a big hop on a slow grounder. And charging McGuire, his only play was really to go to first. Had he thrown to second, Sorelli probably would have been safe. Instead, the Miners have a runner on second. He's in scoring position. Aaron Walters, who is 0 for 2 at a sacrifice bunt earlier to the plate. Well, actually 0 for 1. Scored as 0 for 2 for some reason in the score sheet, but he is 0 for 1.
And also at the end of that last play, Glacier Pilots just a little lucky. Ethan Mann tossing the ball to the mound as he expected the inning to be over, not knowing it was only the second out. Luckily, everyone on top of that one. This one hit deep, hit high, hitting towards foul. The jump and the catch as he puts it away. Tabak making his own athletic play against the fence of the bullpen for the 3rd out, and the Miners' inning comes to an end in undramatic fashion as Tabak adds to his own highlight reel. Miners gonna be asked to hold on to this slim deficit still into the bottom of the 6th. Miners trail 2-1. Naughton coming back out to the mound for his 6th inning of work. We'll see how he holds up. Miners getting ready to defend what has been a close game so far, 2-1 on the scoreboard as Daniel Naughton, aside from that first inning shot given up to Ethan Mann, has been solid on the bump.
And the man at the plate right now.
Man, 1 for 2 on the day so far as he can't lay off of that one.
0-2 here to Ethan Mann. Naughton looking for his 3rd punch out of the day.
And won't get the punch out, but foul ball. So we're going to do this again.
And on the day for the Pilots, and this is his 3rd at-bat, actually, of the day. He's got 1 hit, obviously, the 2-run home run, but 1 for 2 on the day.
Naughton barely misses that one. Could breathe on the black from that close, but Not going to be counted. Polk, not impressed. That one's a ball. Gives him a similar pitch. This one a bit lower. Full count. As Mann has worked his way into a favorable count. 3-2. Who's going to give? As Mann's trying to give it all, and Superman that one over the wall, heading more towards the bullpen.
Yeah, that ball had plenty of home run distance, just way foul.
Demonstrating his power in that foul ball. Now Ethan Mann trying to get something else, but this is another moonshot, and Daniel Naughton has created plenty of these. As this one's going to fall, no one calling it, and a bit of confusion in the infield for sure, as Sorelli is evidently not happy. Nobody calling it, and now an undeserved base for Ethan Mann.
Yeah, that ball literally hit on the mound. Somebody called off. It was a miscommunication between Sorelli and Sweeney. Both of them talking after the play to see what happened, but regardless, Ethan Mann reaches here with nobody out here in the 6th. That'll go down as a hit, unfortunately, but
oddest hit you may see so far this game, as the ball left your screen for all of 5 seconds just to land right in the middle. Naughton immediately trying to rectify his mistakes of the infield as going for a pickoff. Now we have Tom Tabak back up. As that one's called ball. Tabak, so far in this game, hasn't done as much as Mann, to say the least. But could change all of that with one swing right now. He's ahead in this count. Fouling that one off. And really sending that one high. Naughton, his pure stuff really just generates a ton of moonshot fly balls. Easy for most of the infield to put away. If it hadn't been for that miscommunication, we would easily see one out. Gonna get that one. Man stumbles a bit after running into Sorelli, but not gonna get a call. Still safe at first.
Tabak, the left fielder, slightly open stance.
Into the top of this inning with an acrobatic catch. See what he can do with a piece of wood in his hands. As Mann is forced back to first again.
Yeah, both teams really keep the runners on the bases. Honest, we haven't seen a steal yet today.
And that's shocking.
Not the
against
norm.
The Glacier Pilots.
No, not the norm, especially for this field. Tabak swings and misses there, but we'll see the Bucks for the first time at Mulcahy on Saturday. Have played them twice, both at the beginning of the year. Haven't seen them in about 3 weeks, so we'll see them for the first time here at Mulcahy Stadium at 4 p.m.
It seems like Blake Wink got a bit eager to get into the batter's box himself. Only the second strike, but Wink was ready to go. Said he'll return to the on-deck circle as Tabak gets to finish out this at-bat. Something's got to give. And this one going to be lined in between Sorelli and Morozic. So 2 on now, both safe. Another single. That's going to be Tabak's first hit of the game.
Yeah, now some big trouble looming for the Miners after that ball that should have been caught. So now 2 on, none out, as it looks like maybe some stretching down in the Miner bullpen. Can't really tell who it is.
Bit of a conversation between Gonzaga teammates right now on the mound. Rando and Naughton likely discussing the fact that Wink has 2 groundouts in this game. If there's one player you're likely to pick up a double play ball on, it's Wink right now. 0 for 2 on his line so far, with Mann and Tabak ahead of him on the bases. Miners looking to make this a easy inning and get out of it without allowing a score. Naughton still working as there is a bit of movement in the bullpen. This one bunted down. Going to be a sacrifice hit, but gets the out at first. Wink moves the runners. Can't get on himself, so 1 away and 2 runners in scoring position. This has become a real jam for Daniel Naughton.
As that was a really good play by Josh Morozic, moving quickly over to first to cover there. That's a lot harder than it looks. Morozic really had to burn over there to get in time, as now with runners on second and third and only one out, the Miners are going to bring the infield in.
Next going to be Connor McGuire, as he's fouled out and weak lined out. So not getting the kind of contact he's hoping at the plate. But this one, wild pitch, gonna get away, and Naughton giving up a run in not the best fashion, but now gonna have to get back to work. Can't waste any time after giving up a run. So 3-1, Pilots extending their lead on that wild pitch, and still only one away here. Runner back at third.
First wild pitch of the game, or pass ball by either team.
It's been pretty great on both sides when it comes to the batteries, showing their stuff. That time just a bit low, as he's trying to tempt McGuire, who's not having. McGuire taking another one inside. It's going to be another ball. So now Naughton, a bit flustered it seems, working his way back into the count now. This one, solid contact. Going to be a sac fly though, and that is going to be the second out in the second run of this inning for the Glacier Pilots, moving their lead to 4-1, making this comeback a bit harder, and Naughton still tasked with getting the final out in this sixth inning before he can get any assistance from his bullpen.
And this inning started ever so innocently as just the pop-up, but that obviously came back to bite him. Would have kept at least one of the runs off the scoreboard, and who knows, maybe momentum shifts the other way. The Pilots aren't able to get that second runner on and move him over on the bunt. So, 2 away, Naughton's got the bases empty.
No one to worry about behind him. One strike on the count, 0-1. Naughton just trying to put this behind him as he gets another heater on the low outside corner. That's strike 2, and he is hitting his spot. That is by far his favorite spot to target. See if he goes there again, this time going inside. Too far inside to say the least, as he is going to be hit by a pitch. Jimmy Galicia is going to get base for the first time today.
Yeah, that ball just coming up and in with the fastball, as now there is even more movement down the Miners' pen. Still no throwing, but guys moving around. Warm-up jacket just got taken off, as now there's a conference at the mound.
And likely going to be a hurried warm-up in the bullpen. Alec Jones coming up to the plate next. He has a single in his last at-bat, and with Naughton allowing 2 in this inning and 1 on, they're not out of it yet. They're still in the thick of this bottom of the 6th as they're trying to navigate around these 2 runs.
Alex Jones, the catcher, coming to the plate. Alex Jones plays his college baseball at Oral Roberts University in Oklahoma. Probably most notable for their March Madness run this year.
And this one flied up again, similar to the pitch that began this inning. Instead, this one is caught by Sweeney, and the inning comes to an end. Not before 2 come across for the Pilots. They're adding to their lead, standing now at 4-1. Miners going to be forced to respond soon. We head to the top of the 7th. See if the Miners can put together any kind of offensive retaliation. We're back at the top of the 7th as the Miners going to be tasked with staging a bit of a comeback again, something they're quite used to at this point. And to start them off here in the 7th is going to be a pinch hitter, Casey Rother. No days off for the big man as he is going to be coming to the plate. And he's going to be looking at a first strike there. The first pitch he's taken from Hackman in this game. Not surprised to see him lay it off. He always seems to be gauging with the first one. If he's seen a pitcher before, though, he likes to attack. 2 strikes taken now from Hackman as Rother behind 0-2 early.
Rother pinch hitting for Kevin Nakamura. Went 0 for 2 on the day. He's now presumably just out of the game. Rother sliding in that DH role.
And he's going to get this one through, so he gets a hit. The pinch hitter comes through as Casey Rother adds a single to his name.
Yeah, that's how you wanted to start the 7th for the Miners. Rother aboard. Now Mike Ferreira, who's been hitless so far today, looking to get on base here.
Ferreira, 2 groundouts so far, been putting him in the dirt. Getting under something could go a long way for these Miners as Rother is going to be forced to return to first. Checking on him still is Hackman. As the Miners do have some movement, there's a bit of stretching going on in the Glacier Pilots bullpen, but no hurried movement whatsoever. Seems like Hackman is sitting comfortably on the mound. And Ferreira's going to send this one right back at him, cause him to slide past it. And that is going to be a single for Mike Ferreira. So make it a 1 for 3 day. He's keeping the hitting streak going now.
All of a sudden, the Miners have some action here and some life in the 7th. Back-to-back singles. Mike Ferreira's first hit of the game. And now it's Tyler Wilson, who has one of just the 5 hits for the Miners today. He singled earlier in the game, back in the 3rd inning.
This is how they seem to do it. Later in the inning, 7, 8, 9 is their time to shine. Miners start with some singles and start to rally them together. See if they can string together another hit here as Wilson takes strike 1. That same 2-seam action is forcing him out of the box and really giving up some strikes on the inside. Wilson awaiting the 2nd pitch. Swinging here, not going to make any contact though, as that's going to be strike 2. Couldn't find that one, swinging over it now.
Count sits now at 0-2. Wilson in a hole, but he was in a hole earlier when he went into left field for a base hit. Miners would certainly take that right now.
Another single could score the runners. Rother likes to be aggressive, but can't move here as Wilson is sat down on strikes. That's going to be another one for Hackman, his 7th of the game now. Or 8th or 9th of the game. So now instead is going to be Jared Sweeney coming to the plate, someone familiar with the strikeout. 2 already on his name here, trying to avoid the collar. Sweeney gets into this one, sending that one. That's easily scoring. Rother as he's waved around, not going to get there. And now Sweeney gets his own base at 2nd. So runners advance, 1 comes across, and Sweeney's day of striking out ends as he puts one into the field for extra bases.
Yeah, Sweeney there. That one was a really nice piece of hitting. Ambush tactic down the right field line. Got a good piece of lumber on that, and all of a sudden, over at 3rd, sits the runner Ferreira, and at 2nd is the tying run in the form of Jared Sweeney.
Bermudez 0 for 3 on the day so far. It's only a matter of time until he comes into one, as he's been putting solid contact on these balls. Fly out, foul out, and ground out. Getting pretty much every variation you can so far, but is seeing the timing the ball very well. And now I'm curious whether or not Hackman going to be hurried, as there still doesn't seem to be a whole lot of momentum building up in the bullpen.
Yeah, as this mound visit to the mound for the pitcher on the mound, Hackman, is probably almost just a delay tactic more than anything else to loosen up that pen a bit.
So, getting ready here as it it does seem we have a new arm that's going to take over. Hackman has been replaced. And just like that, you go from a great day to sitting on the bench. Hackman's replacement now going to be asked to take over and save this lead, as it's already been cut down to 2. Miners hoping this brief break won't interrupt any of their momentum, as this could be another huge comeback opportunity. Not sure how many more times they're going to get runners in scoring position with this one-out opportunity.
Who is the new pitcher?
I'm looking right now. Miners going to be forced to just watch on right now as he gets his warm-up pitches in, and Casey Sherman having a meeting on the side with Sweeney and Ferreira. Honestly, not going to be surprised if he just sends them no matter what, if they get solid contact. But right now, they just need to focus on Gavin Ochoa on the mound.
Gavin Ochoa comes out to pitch now for the Pilots. Ochoa from Long Beach State University. He is a freshman, 6'2", 200 pounds. He's from Petaluma, California. He's actually not a freshman yet. He's an incoming freshman next year. His birthday is in 2003. He's the only player in the ABL with a birthday in that year of 2003.
That makes me feel old.
Ty
I was
Beck,
only born in 99.
even Ty Beck, who is entering his senior year in high school in Lebanon, Ohio, who plays for the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks. His birthday is in 04. So Ty Beck, the youngest player in the league. Second youngest is the man on the mound. It's Gavin Ochoa.
Ochoa now ready to deliver to Bermudez, who could really break this game open should he put something into field. And watch that one go by into the dirt for ball 1.
Bermudez got a big shot here, looking to at least bring around Ferreira. If Ferreira could score, it'd be a 4-3 game. Productive out would be fine.
Ochoa, his only appearance this past week, went an inning. Well, I don't know, on base percentage of 40%. So, hoping that he can work his way out of this jam instead of allowing men on. But getting behind 2-0, David Bermudez here. Bermudez gonna get into this one a bit late though, as he sends it back, and that's gonna be a foul ball.
Out of play, Bermudez. Down to 2-1 count. Still a fine count, and Bermudez trying to find a hole in the defense. That game that Ochoa pitched, he only faced 5 batters. Gave up a run which was earned and a couple of hits. Pitched a full inning though.
Bermudez does get into this one. Easy chance for a sac fly at least, as it's deep in left field. And there goes Ferreira taking off. 4-3 game now, cutting into that lead. So Bermudez will get attributed with the RBI, and that's not going to count against the batting average today.
Yeah, Bermudez doing his job there, just getting that runner in. So the Miners, this game's back to how it started in the 6th inning. They get it right back, taking 2, and you still got a runner out at second base. Jared Sweeney's the tying run, and it's Josh Barozic coming to the plate now.
Miners looking to tie this game up here in the 7th, as they've been locked up for the previous few innings. As Morozic gets into this one, sends it down, but sends it foul. Morozic 0 for 3 so far on the line in this game. Took a strikeout looking last time as he pulled himself back. I'm sure he's going to be a bit more aggressive with this AB. Trying to make up for that last one. And takes a swing here. This one just scuffed into the dirt. Gonna get the throw, but will get him. Morozic, even with his speed, unable to get to first. And a tough way to end the top of the 7th. Regardless, the Miners do plate 2, make this a 1-run game once again. And now we're probably likely to see a pitching change on the mound when we return, so be sure to stay tuned here at Mulcahy Stadium so we can see what comes in the bottom of the 7th. We're back here at Mulcahy Stadium for the bottom of the 7th as the Miners working their way back into this one, 4-3 right now. And we have a new face on the mound as well. As Michael Paul is going to take over for Daniel Naughton after 6 worked innings. Naughton allowed 4, but now we're going to see what Michael Paul can do. Has worked all around for the Miners, started the game, has worked as a bridge man and some others, and now we're going to see if he can bring us to the reliever. That one's going to be fouled off as Devin Ornelas is going to be the first challenge for Paul as he steps on the mound.
Neal's left-handed batter in for another at-bat. His 3rd of the day. Ornelas hitting at the bottom of the order for this Glacier Pilots squad. Loyola Marymount College. As that pitch misses away, he's from Chatsworth, California.
Went down swinging in his last at-bat. We'll see if we can start Paul's outing with a nice strikeout, but right now, working on getting it into the zone as he gets a nice delivery there and can't keep up on the fastball. Ornelas, all he can do is foul it away.
2-2 count still here on Devin Ornelas. So Ornelas. Then over to the top of the order, it'll be Cole Lesher and then Fausto Lopez.
Paul with the delivery once again, gets another swing, and that is going to be the first out, strikeout for the Miners. Devin Ornelas goes around again, his 2nd of the game.
Yeah, chalk him up with that strikeout. Big strikeout there to begin things here for Michael Paul, who we've seen in the starting rotation. We've seen him out of the bullpen. He's on now. Michael Paul in his, I believe, yeah, this is his 3rd appearance of the year. 2nd time out of the bullpen. He started a game in Kenai against the Peninsula Oilers as he misses there, ball 1.
Paul facing off against the righty Cole Escher, who hasn't really had any issue getting on base Got on by air, double, and fielder's choice so far in this one. So he's made his own living on the base path. Escher can't get that one as he can't locate the fastball for strike 2.
Threw it right by him with the fastball. Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks continue to beat up on that ABL All-Star team. They're up 16-4 right now.
Fouls it away, so gonna stay at 2 strikes.
An interesting change in that Chugiak game. Patty McCormick is pitching right now.
Oh
5'6" pitcher, yeah. Didn't think I'd see that today.
We're gonna see Matt Magno in outfield next. As he's able to get a piece of this one, but not all of it. Escher sends this one backwards, another foul ball. And Paul looking for his second strikeout of the day in the second batter. Escher able to lay off that one as it goes low. And as we're in the middle of this at bat, I have to say Paul, in his 7 innings so far, allowed 7 hits, so about a hit allowed per inning. Right now he's working on lowering that number and increasing those 5 strikeouts he came in with today. This one is going to be a ball inside, and that's going to be a walk. So a strikeout and a walk in the first 2 batters for Michael Paul.
Now a runner on first with 1 away, Fausto Lopez. Coming in for his 4th now at-bat of the game on today. For Fausto, he's got 1 hit in 3 plate appearances. Raised that average a little bit to 179. He'll look to get aboard here. Escher aboard for the 2nd time. He sits over at first base. No double plays in this game for either team.
It's a rarity, considering how much we've seen happen in the ABL.
There's ball 1 to Fausto Lopez. Pretty sunny day here in Anchorage.
It's really gorgeous. It's probably been one of the warmest days since we've been here, sitting in about the 70s and sunny. No real overcast with the clouds as he's going to second. Paul didn't even start his movement and easily able to turn around and throw him out. And just a bit of confusion on the bases. Cole Escher thought he had started to pick up his foot. Instead, he ends up heading back to his own dugout with nothing to show for it.
Yeah, that was kind of a foolish decision by Cole Escher to try to take off on Michael Paul. He didn't even go into a stretch or anything. Didn't step off, no stretch, no nothing. And thrown out at second base easily was Cole Escher, and now there's 2 away.
So now no one behind him to worry about. Michael Paul gets back to work with strikes. I want to take a message from Alaska Highway Safety. Excited about a fun weekend with your family and friends? Make it happen by being safe on the road. Designate a sober driver. Slow down. We want you to arrive alive. This message was brought to you by the Alaska Highway Safety Office and our 7th inning stretch sponsor, who has been with us all year. Appreciate all the support they send to us. That's going to be a ball on the outside for Michael Paul.
Looks to work through a scoreless 7th. Miners down a run, still have 6 outs to play with in their back pocket.
Is going to hit this one, but it's going to hit more towards the lights rather than the field. So, Michael Paul, no one on the bases to worry about after what could only be said as a missed timing from Cole Escher. Now Fausto Lopez looking at a purely Miners field. Gonna chip this one, and Wilson able to get under it. Looked like it could have dropped for a second, but not going to be the case for Fausto Lopez as his line moves to 1-4. Miners able to keep this at 1 run, 4-3 as we head into the top of the 8th. 6 outs remaining for the Miners to create anything. Let's see if they have any magic left in them. We're back here at Mulcahy Stadium with 2 innings of baseball to go as Nick Sorelli is looking to continue his perfect day. 2 for 2 so far, 2 hits and a walk. One of them being a home run, and this one has home run height. Not sure if it has the distance, going deep, but put away. Unable to get the yardage he needs as Cole Escher puts him away for the first out, but got plenty of that baseball.
1 out now as Tyler Rando steps to the plate.
Rando has his own 0 for 2, a walk as well, but no hits to his name so far. Looking to change that here as the Miners are running out of outs. Only 5 remaining in this game, and Rando looking to get into something. Ochoa on the mound, giving his first strike here.
Counts it to 0-1 on Rando.
The Long Beach State pitcher looking solid so far, hoping to carry his team to the finish line. As he gives the 0-1 delivery, this one going to make it 1-1. The curveball couldn't help but rainbow before the plate.
He's impressive out there for being a guy who really shouldn't even be playing in this league, given the affiliation with just college-only players. Obviously just finished his senior year of high school, but he looks good out there on the mound.
Able to get some nice curve on that one, not offered at by Rando, and that one's going to be strike 2. Not the fastest pitch by any means, but when you're expecting something that slow, you might not be expecting that breaking action at the end of the pitch. So 1-2 for Tyler Rando. 2-2 though. Fastball can't locate.
For a guy who just turned 18 years old less than 3 months ago, I mean, that fastball is lively, and he's got a slider and a couple other breaking pitches that play well for him.
There's a reason he's getting some playing time right now, especially in a close game like this. Miners hoping to put something on the board, but spiked first, so full count, 3-2. Tyler Rando looking to pick up his second walk of the day here.
You saw those 2 balls carry over the left field wall in the first inning and thought maybe this was one of those nights where the ball's just going to carry out easy, but haven't really had too many balls hit very deep throughout the remaining, as now we work into 6+ innings.
Only extra base we've had since then from the Miners has been the double from Sweeney. Besides that, it's been singles and no success right there as Rando fouls that one off. So we're going to run back the full count. See who takes this battle, as it's going to be Rando on choice of base on balls.
Yeah, Rando with his second walk of the day. That gives him 4 walks in his last 2, or rather 1+ games. This game obviously still not finalized. Rando jogging down to first. That's the tying run. Aaron Walters to the plate now. Walters on the day had that sac bunt earlier. That was in his second at-bat, and now here in for his 4th at-bat of the day, he sits at an 0 for 2 line. That sac bunt in the first.
Walters unlikely to see another bunt here, with Rando only being at first, instead looking to advance the runner. Ochoa with 1 on. Gives a nice fastball delivery there, but it is going to be low.
Miners with no real activity down their pen. It looks like it's going to be Michael Paul's 8th, regardless of the score.
Paul looks solid in his first 3 batters, but right now it's up to this Miners offense to create something, as Casey Rother is going to be motioned back towards his on-deck circle. Right now, Aaron Walters at the plate, hoping to add another base runner, if not clean the bases himself. Walters gets a strike called on that one. Or correction, called strike by someone down the line, but home plate umpire Polk is going to say that's a ball, so 2-0. Make that 3-0, 4-0 actually.
Had the whole count messed up, I guess.
Catching up on the count is me, And walking to first is Aaron Walters.
And now to the plate is going to be the big bat of Casey Rother. Came off the bench in the 7th. Got a pinch hit single and came around to score. So he's going to get a shot now. 2 on, 1 out, and we're going to get a pinch runner.
As Rando isn't going to continue the journey from second. Instead, we're going to get Sam Thompson replacing him.
Thompson, the more athletic catcher of the two, can run a bit better. And obviously the goal with him out there on second is maybe a base hit to the outfield, try to score him. Great arms all over the outfield. Escher over and right, we know all too well about his arm. Center fielder Ornelas has a good arm, and then over and left, Tabak has a good arm as well. So these outfielders can certainly mow down a runner or two, but we're going to have a pitching change now on the mound.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like Ochoa is going to finish this one off, as he's going to be replaced quite quickly. And it looks like Cody Kerfman is going to do the job, the Northern State product. So Austin Robertson's teammate coming back out for another appearance. The second time we've seen him against the Miners.
Yeah, Kerfman is going to be a senior this year at Northern State. He's from Chugiak. He's standing at 6'2", 175 pounds. Local Alaska product, and they're putting him into a high leverage situation right now. Kerfman out for the Pilots, and this Pilots bullpen has been hittable on the year. We've seen Kerfman once on the year. He's been one of their more reliable relievers. He's pitched in 6 games, 10 innings. He's got a 1.80 ERA. He's given up 7 hits in those 10 innings, 2 runs, both of which were earned. His key has been keeping walks down, just 2 walks in 10 innings. Struck out 6. He's also picked up a win on the year. But Kerfman, in terms of extra base hits, he's given up a double and 2 triples on the year, so certainly some potential for extra bases.
It's always tough to give up a triple, but 2? Curious as to how that happens. One of them obviously being Lander's triple, but right now we're going to see if Casey Rother can create one of his own. An extra base hit here has the potential to tie this game, if not take the lead late. As Kerfman getting a few more warm-up pitches in. Thompson getting ready to head into second, and Walters to first. Casey Rother looking to make it a 2-for-2 day as a pinch hitter. Can't keep a bat like his out of the lineup for too long. Only 1 out for the Miners right now. As Casey Rother comes to the plate, Mike Ferreira stands behind him in the on-deck circle. Kerfman ready for his first pitch today. Gonna be fouled off, so already seeing him well is Casey Rother. Kerfman has some real snap to his pitch and his release.
Yeah, check swing there. Half swing by Casey Rother as he just fouled that one out of play. At the minimum here, the Miners need him to move that runner over.
So now Kerfman in his second pitch, gonna be sending a breaking ball a bit high. And when I say a bit high, I mean pretty high. That one's gonna be ball 1.
1-1 count now for Casey Rother. His Lehigh teammate Jared Sweeney knocked in a run in the 7th. We'll see if Casey can knock in one here in the 8th.
Instead, gonna get a similar pitch high. Taking the elevator on that one for ball 2.
2-1 Rother. And a hitter-friendly count. We'll see if he takes a hack at it. The left fielder Tabak is playing way back and shaded towards left center. There's a ton of room down that left field line.
Well, he's a lot more predictable in a hitter-friendly count, but instead getting another fastball in the same spot for ball 3, so a chance to walk him on to first and load up the bases. Kerfman not putting himself in a friendly situation at all with a 3-1 count.
Yeah, this would be the 3rd walk in a row surrendered by Pilots pitching.
And that's exactly what he's going to do. That one outside, so another walk and bases loaded. Miners threatening big now with only 1 out in the top of the 8th.
Mike Ferreira, who singled through last time, he's the man to the plate. He singled and then came around to score on a David Bermudez sac fly. And a sac fly worked perfect for the Miners here. I mean, One simple out won't kill you. Obviously, you want to get a hit here, and you need a hit, but a double play would be absolutely killer.
Only thing you can't do is leave these men stranded, but first strike there. So 3 straight walks, even across the pitching change. And Kerfman now ahead 0-1 with only 1 away. Plenty of company as men occupy every base, and that same curveball going high once again. So 1-1. Really, you can't seem to locate that high. Understand the idea of what he's trying to do to just drop it at the top of the black, but not controlling his pitches nearly as well right now. Kerfman going to be fouled off by Ferreira.
1-2 count now on Mike. He'll look to battle here. He's in a 1-for-3 day.
You have to put something into the field, regardless if it's a sac fly. You can't waste a scoring opportunity like this with such a late game. He's going to watch that one go by, make it 2-2, so some solid plate vision from Mike Ferreira. Might be the way to work your way back into this one.
Yeah, way away there. Thompson at third, Walters at second, Rother sits over first. Good leads for all runners as they're not really being held on the bags.
Now Ferreira for the 2-2 count. Thoughts about swinging, not going to go, and that's a wild pitch. Going to score as well. Tie ball game as Sam Thompson just jogs across, and Kerfman has failed for the save.
Yeah, that one is going to give the Miners a tied game, and now the go-ahead run sits over at third, 90 feet away. Aaron Walters has decent speed over at third, so any ball into the outfield could score him. And now it's going to be a 3-2 count.
This team doesn't like to win games in usual fashion. It's almost always nail-biting, edge-of-your-seat late innings. Can't say I complain too much, but that is going to be ball 4. So load them back up right after they got one off. Still only 1 away, and now Tyler Wilson, seeing if he can pick up the 5th straight walk the way it's going.
Tyler Wilson has a chance to give the Miners the lead, and this would be their 7th comeback win of the year.
Nowhere to put the runner. Tyler Wilson hoping to drive some home as that one goes high for ball 1. What a wild pitch. Had another one nearly for ball 4 against Ferreira. Just luckily able to collect it. Was Jones behind the plate.
Wilson fouls that pitch away. He'll look to straighten something out. Already has a hit on the game.
This Miners squad really getting some contributions from the bottom of their lineup today, as almost every one of them 6 through 9 has a hit, and Wilson's gonna launch something here. This one's going foul, but had nice carry on it. Made me think for a second that one could have gone all the way, if not at least for a sac fly.
Wilson now with 2 strikes is gonna have to protect. Infield corners in. Middle infield playing straight up, looking for the double play.
Wilson get under this one again, and Tavek's arm is going to be tested. He's going to run and change his mind quite quickly. Going back to second, this one's over his head, and that is going to do the job just the same. So forget about the sac fly. We get an error from the catcher as Alec Jones throws away what could have been no runs.
Wow, how about that? The Miners take the lead here in the 8th. That is an interesting way to take the lead. A pop-up to left field. Tabak got it in time to throw it to the catcher Jones, who tried to double off the runner at second, Rother. Rother slid back in there, and the throw got into center field, so Miners now lead 5-4.
Like the idea from Jones, but caught trying to do too much, and his team pays the price. Miners take a late lead here. One more out in the 8th, but this one grounded immediately, goes the short way to second, and that ends the top of the 8th. Not before the Miners take the lead, though, on a wild pitch and a throwing error. Taking it by whatever means they can get it, the Miners claw their way back into this one. Now, they're going to be tasked with locking it down here in the late innings as we head into the bottom of the 8th. Be sure to stay tuned here. Welcome back to the bottom of the 8th as Michael Paul gets ready to take the mound again as he's now working with the lead. So Michael Paul, chance to work his way into a win thanks to the Miners offense. And this is another moonshot. We've seen plenty of them today, and Ethan Mann is not immune to them as he gets the first out here. Josh Morozic puts it away easily at second.
Quick out, 5 more outs for the Miners to go in this ball game. This would be their 7th come-from-behind victory of the year, and if they were to win, it would be their 14th victory of the year. So exactly half of their games have been from the come-from-behind fashion. Not something you see every day, but this team rallies well, specifically scoring a lot of runs in the late innings.
As this one is driven on, it is going back and deep and foul.
Oh.
So sorry to lead you on if you got excited by my voice there.
Yeah,
but
the camera angle cuts off a bit in the corner. That ball was about 10-15 feet foul. Off the bat of Tom Tavik, nearly tied this game up.
Tavik tries to get into the second one as well. That one's fouled back to the net. So 0-2 now for Tom Tavik. And quick work so far in this inning from Michael Paul as he looks to put away his second batter. Not going to do it on that pitch. Sam Thompson will take over the duties behind the plate after subbing for Tyler Rando at second base. Thompson likely only going to be tasked with 2 innings of work should the Miners hold this lead. And frame that one perfectly. Strikeout looking. Tom Tavik, no offer. And Michael Paul, 2 away.
Yeah, that's a huge strikeout for Paul, who's really riding on some confidence right now, getting that punch out, located that fastball really well on the inside part of the plate. That is Michael Paul getting the strikeout there, his second of the ball game.
And now it's going to be Blake Wink. Got a sacrifice hit the last time up. No one to sacrifice for now, but showed a square for a bunt once again. See if he continues that with the second pitch. Instead, swinging on this one, driving it to deep right and easily put away by Aaron Walters. So the Miners able to hold on to the lead for an inning. Now, as we head into the top of the 9th, looking to build on that lead from only 1. Be sure to stay tuned here at Mulcahy Stadium as we get ready for what could be the final frame of action. We are ready for the 9th inning of action here at Mulcahy Stadium as this game seems to be winding towards an end, and the Glacier Pilots hoping to change the narrative from what it's at currently. Miners holding a 5-4 lead late in this game as we hit to the top of the lineup. David Bermudez back up to the plate. Got a sac fly on his last at-bat, but yet to get his first hit today. And Joey Rodriguez takes over for the Glacier Pilots on the mound. He has been absolutely lights out against the Miners as Bermudez hits this one down the line for the first out. But in this previous appearance against the Miners, last time these two met up actually, pitched 1.1 innings with 3 strikeouts. So 3 of the 4 outs came on strikes, and that first one comes on a ground out. So a tough day for David Bermudez, but his team still holds the lead.
Joey Rodriguez on the year, 4 games, 4.1 innings. He's allowed 4 hits, gave up a run, which was earned. Gave up 2 walks and struck out 4. Josh Morozic the next to the plate as he takes strike 1.
Rodriguez throws strikes arguably better than anybody in the ABL right now. He is just almost always hitting the zone. Uncommon to see people swing at something too far out of the zone. He just puts it on the spot. Morozic already facing an 0-1 and just twisted up there. Can't help but swing as that one comes inside and tangles him up for strike 2.
Morozic down 0-2. We do have action in the Miners' pen, and it's shut down. Closer Alex Majors up down there.
Morozic's going to get a little light contact, putting it right in front of the plate. Alec Jones able to throw him out at first, though. Could have worked, but nice reaction and nice throw from Alec Jones. Even Morozic's speed can't beat that one out.
2-3 put out there, as now with 2 away, stepping to the plate. I literally clicked on Facebook to click off it, and that's what was on there. You good?
Yeah. So now Nick Sorelli coming back up to the plate. Sorelli having, once again, an MVP kind of performance with the home run, single, and walk in this game. He has given his team plenty of opportunities with a runner on. As Sorelli took a ball on that last pitch. Taking a strike now.
Sorelli with a 2-for-3 line. He's increased his average all the way up to 356 on the year.
So Rodriguez does throw some heat that last time. More of a snail mail pitch as it came in. More of a changeup. That last time, though, it's going to be a ball. So Sorelli seeing it very well, even though it's not too far across. Now Sorelli watching another one go outside, so a chance for a walk here for Nick Sorelli. Could be his second of the game.
3-1 count.
Sorelli looking to avoid being the 3rd out of this inning, and instead he's going to take a walk, so does his job, gets on base for the 3rd time. Can't count the home run because he touched them all.
Yeah, Sorelli on the day. Now he's got a couple of walks, 5 plate appearances, 4 trips to base. I mean, he's been all over them, and now he is in his last, I believe, is it 11 plate appearances now. He's reached base successfully 9 times.
He's doing his job in every way he can. So Sam Thompson now coming up to the plate after subbing in for Tyler Rando. His first actual at-bat. And starting it off with a strike. Thompson has made some solid contact recently. Tried to do the same there. Almost made him spin. As that's going to be another strike. Thompson, when he swings, there's no doubt he puts everything into it. And to hear it, the sound it makes when it makes contact, see if he's able to put something in play here. And instead, going to be outside. Miners really laying off the outside ball well today.
5-4 as we play here as Sam Thompson. It's a 1-2 count. Alex Majors looming down in the pen for the Miners with a 1-run lead.
Sam Thompson swings there, didn't find anything but air. A whiff on that is going to result in the third out for this inning. So Sorelli left at first. Miners still holding a 1-run lead, and we only are 3 outs away from another Miners comeback victory. Be sure to stay tuned here into the bottom of the ninth to see if they can hold on here. Welcome back to what could be the final 3 outs here at Mulcahy Stadium. The Miners looking to hold on for a slim win. A 5-4 ball game to this point, and now they bring in their closer, Alex Majors.
Majors on the year has been pretty commanding. He's going for his 4th save today, 10.1 innings. He's got 10 strikeouts. Also to his line, a 1.74 ERA. Pitches fouled off.
In those 10 innings, has allowed 8 hits. More recently, as we were discussing, he's been a bit more hittable, but still only 2 earned runs on the year. When he gets on the mound, you better start praying you find a way home.
Yeah, he has not blown a lead this year, gave up a lead of any kind. Both of his runs he gave up, it was games the Miners ended up winning that he closed out. But, I mean, he is an absolute duke in the back of this Miners bullpen, a really good Miners bullpen, and he's the crown gem of it.
So right now we get to see what Majors can do against Connor McGuire. First batter here in the bottom of the ninth. And that slider with the sidearm action is just nearly unpredictable where it's going. That one a bit inside, but couldn't help but fight it off. Majors looking to get this inning going as that slider just takes him out of the game. First out immediately for Alex Majors. Freezes him like a statue.
Yeah, first punch out for Majors as he gets that all-important first out. And now stepping to the plate for the Pilots is going to be Jimmy Galicia. Galicia on the day 0 for 2 has walked.
And that one walk came from a hit by pitch, so not sure how his plate vision's looking right now. It's tough to say with Alex Majors. Does start with the ball there, so 1-0. But that slider, it is something else. I'm sure that it's much clearer now on the camera, but the way it breaks from outside the zone back in as he just chips off the front of his bat.
And it looked like it may have caught a piece of that lumber, may have caught Galicia in the eye. I mean, it literally when we say chipped, it just barely chipped it. The end of the bat. Hopefully Glacier is okay.
It's more of a shave job as the top of that slider just split a few pieces off and sent it everywhere.
That is ridiculous.
It's the start of a wood chipper, and now he needs a new bat. So, Glacier getting a replacement from Alec Jones, who's in the on-deck circle. And we're going to try and do this again and hopefully save some lumber.
How about that? 1-1 count here on Glacier. Due up next would be the catcher, Alec Jones. And in the hole, if he gets the chance, it'd be Devin Ornelas.
For then, Alex Majors working with that sidearm action. Going to be ball 2.
2-1. The win, the Miners would go to 14-7 on the year. And to say they're surging is an understatement. They would be way up in the standings.
This one fished out. Bermudez with the throw, able to get him at first, and there's the second out. Miners 1 out away from another win as no one's getting solid contact on Alex Majors.
I mean, this has been just as commanding as it gets. A win for the Miners would put them 3.5 games in first place. The Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks actually fell into second place, believe it or third place. The Anchorage Bucks moved up into second place by win percentage at 9-8. They're in second, but a Miner win today, with both teams not playing, would put them both back an additional half game.
So a pretty pitch led to strike 1. This one not as pretty. That one outside. So 1-1 now. Alex Majors looking to put a staple. I won't even say a nail. He's putting a staple at the end of this book and calling it closed.
This will be his 4th save of the year.
And making him look foolish at the plate now. Just whiffing on something on the inside. That slider nigh on untouchable at the moment. And now Alex Majors 1 pitch away from ending this game. Majors goes back to his bag. Can't get it on the slider low and away. Instead, it's going to be 2-2. Majors a 2-trick pony, but those 2 tricks are pretty good. As this one's going to be shot down in between first and second. Morozic can't get there in time. Game not over yet. Alec Jones does put the tying run at first.
Yeah, that was a good piece of hitting by Jones with 2 strikes. Able to get on. Devin Ornelas, bottom of the order, coming to the plate now. But actually, it looks like we might have a pinch hitter.
And so in their last hour, they're trying to break out all the stats. It's going to be Nick Hagedorn.
Hagedorn, left-handed batter, into the box now. He's got a chance.
All the pressure comes down to Nick.
Hagedorn, a 208 hitter, left-handed batter.
Swings here. Another solid contact. This one's getting through. Morozic can't get there as he's going to head to third. And runners at the corners now. Still 1 away. Alex Majors 1 away from ending this game. As Alex Majors has now given up 2 hits back-to-back. That would be his 10th hit of the year allowed. And Bubba Walters is going to have a quick conference with him at the mound. Likely just hoping to get out of this. Can't allow that run to come from third.
I think
force extra innings.
Bubba's out there to just calm him down. I mean, the ball hit by Alec Jones wasn't really hit that hard. It was just put in a good spot. That one was hit pretty hard back up the middle on the ground. So now first and third, 2 away. And Cole Escher, who's certainly had the Miners' number a decent amount of times this year coming to the plate. He's 1 for 3 on the day. He has walked and also scored a run. Escher, right-handed batter against the right-handed Majors. This is probably who you want right now with a righty-on-righty matchup.
So Escher hoping to keep his team alive and not lose another comeback game to the Miners.
This would be a big at-bat if Escher can somehow bring in that tying run. Remember, the winning run is Hagedorn over at first.
So Majors delivering there. Thought he had good area, but instead going to be ball 1. This is just going to be a battle of pure stuff between Escher and Majors. As his slider is a bit too far outside. Nice job by Thompson to simply follow it and keep it in play.
There is an open base, although it would make Hagedorn move up to second. Fausto Lopez due on deck.
Majors Now behind 2-0. This one delivered another single, 3 straight singles, and the Miners are going to need at least extras to make this one count. Alex Majors couldn't close it, so 3 straight hits allowed, and it's a tie ball game here at Mulcahy Stadium.
2-0 ambush tactics. Cole Escher going the other way, and the Miners still aren't out of this. Fausto Lopez has a chance to win it now. Hayes Jordan sits on second as the winning run.
3 straight singles. A fourth could end the day for the Miners. So Majors looking to recollect some momentum. Can't do it there. That one's called low. Ball 1. Majors just trying to avoid being flustered. Had the team on the ropes with 2 outs. And they worked their way out back in here. But that's a strike. So 1-1 to Fausto Lopez, who also has 1 hit in this game, a single himself.
Sam Thompson would be the runner at second to begin the 10th if the Miners could get out of this.
Already brought in as a pinch runner. Plenty of wheels for Thompson behind the plate. Instead, they need to focus on getting out of this inning as beautifully thrown there, just snipping the outside of the black for strike 2.
Majors just 1 strike away from navigating out of this. Ethan Mann due up on deck is a significant threat.
I'd say it's best to avoid having to face Mann, but this one sent high and Sweeney just casting over into foul ground, gonna put it away so the game in regulation ends in a tie. We're gonna need extra innings to decide this one. Miners and Pilots heading into the top of the 10th at 5-5. Miners gonna have a man on at second by rule, and we're gonna see who can strike first in extra innings whenever we come back. We're back here at Mulcahy Stadium as we get ready for extra baseball. Miners and the Glacier Pilots couldn't end it in regulation. Instead, we're going to need extras. So Sam Thompson standing there at second for the Miners as their runner to start the extra innings. And Aaron Walters coming up to the plate. Took a walk in his last at-bat. Same goes for the man in the on-deck circle and in the hole. Miners would love to get walked around again, but likely going to have to put something in play here. First pitch is off as Rodriguez takes the mound once again for the Glacier Pilots in this inning. Got him out of the last one with 3 quick outs, hoping they can do the same here. Miners hoping to start seeing him better.
Count sits at 1-0 on Aaron Walters.
And this one is going to be shot down. Nice slide there by Fausto Lopez to at least save it from going into the outfield and get the first out on Aaron Walters, but Sam Thompson advances to third as well.
Yeah, that was a really nice play by Lopez on a slide. We've seen tons of nice plays by him, able to get that That ball gets into right field. Thompson probably won't run on Escher, but there would have been no out recorded. So now the infield is going to come in with a runner on third and one away. Casey Rother at the plate. Walk and a single so far for Casey.
I will say this. I think Fausto Lopez has put on enough displays that I can say he's probably the best middle infielder in the ABL right now.
Yeah, at least defensively. I would agree with that statement. John Mark Mullins over with the Chinooks, though, is pretty good as well. Miners have their own couple of really nice infielders. David Bermudez and J.D. Urso, who wasn't in the lineup today, but they're both really good defensive players.
Plenty of talent all around as Rother swings under that one. Going to be another strike for Casey Rother, and he is now behind, or going to be looking to get ahead here.
1-1 count on Rother.
Now 1-2. Decided to lay off
fastball. Fastball right over the heart of the plate. So Rother probably looking maybe off speed there. Is now down 1-2.
2-strike count. Can't waste an out here. Chance for a sac fly or at least to score the run. Miners hoping to get out of this game early. They know who's coming up. A wild pitch, though. This could be the second time the Miners score on a wild pitch today. Sam Thompson taking a bit of a butt slide in as he scores that run.
He got a little eager. He slid about 15 feet in front of the plate. Had to come and touch it with his hand, but Rodriguez clearly upset with himself after that pitch, pounding his chest, saying that one's on me. So the Miners don't have to get a hit to take the lead in this game. Just a wild pitch.
No one said it had to be done smooth. Sam Thompson gives the Miners the lead, and now Casey Rother, no one around to bat into. Just a chance to add some to your own totals. Fouls that one away, so still 2-2 to Casey Rother. Rother awaits the even pitch. This one inside, jammed high, and man is going to run over and get him in foul territory as that was a definition of a jam shot. Jam sandwich, if you will.
As now with 2 away, Mike Ferreira steps to the plate now. Ferreira has helped himself in the latter part of this game. He is 1 for 3 on the day with a single and a walk. So ever so surely that average starting to creep up for Mike Ferreira.
It starts with those simple ones, and it also helps when you get hit by pitches. As Ferreira make it 3 straight plate appearances where he's made it to first, and now the inning lives on. We're still here in the top of the 10th, and Tyler Wilson coming up to the plate.
Wilson in. Now as the Miners lead this one 6-5, runner on third, 2 outs.
Wilson has his own single in today's game, but instead allowing that one to go outside for ball 1.
I mean, the Pilots have got to be sick of the Miners act. The last 2 games they played them, they had comeback wins, and now ahead 6-5. If they can somehow keep that runner from coming home from second in the 10th, they would take home their 3rd straight comeback win against these Pilots.
This team is relentless. They always seem to strive as soon as the bullpen arms come out for their opponents. That's been the case today. And Rodriguez, who was dominant against them last time, allowing a run here in extras. Still 2 away here, as Wilson's not going to offer for the 3rd time. That's ball 3.
3-0. I mean, it's still sunny, and it's going to be hard to adjust when I go back home for the summer, seeing the sun go down at like 8 p.m. in Michigan. But
back at normal time.
Yeah, this is so cool to see it be this late. Wilson with a 4-pitch walk there. How about that?
Stone cold, took off the gloves right away, too. Just wasn't even worrying about looking back. Now 2 on for the Miners, so
still threatening. This is a big run at the plate, or big run out at second base if the Miners can get it, because Ethan Mann will come to the plate. It'll be 3-4-5 in the 10th for the Pilots with one of their fastest runners, Fausto Lopez, at second base. So an insurance run here would be almighty.
Up next for the Glacier Pilots, as you mentioned, would be Mann, Tabak, and Wink. So each of them capable of driving in that run. Right now, Sweeney looking to add a few more RBIs to his total should he get a decent hit here. Sweeney won't offer at the low breaking ball, but instead will be called for strike one.
He had an RBI single back in the 7th to play to run and help the Miners pull within 2. And they scored one more in, and then they got 2 in the 8th, took the lead, and then squandered it in the 9th.
And takes a big hack there. Was hoping to do the same and put it into the outfield. Instead, going to be looking at a 0-1 or 0-2.
0-2 count. Sweeney, switch hitter, batting for the left side. Ferreira sits out at second. Wilson over at first.
Really crowding that box too, trying to make that strike zone small. Instead, it expands it out to the side. A questionable call, but regardless, that's strike 3. Sweeney having a conversation with Brad Polk at the back stop, and you can't really blame him. Seemed like a bit of a outside call. Regardless, the Miners do hold a lead here heading into the bottom of the 10th. A 6-5 lead thanks to a wild pitch. And Alex Majors is going to get another chance to put this one away with Ethan Mann coming to the plate next. Be sure to stay tuned here to see how this one may conclude as we get ready for the bottom of the 10th. We are back in what, once again, could be the final inning of action, but right now, this could be the best setup for the Glacier Pilots to have, as they have the wheels of Fausto Lopez on second and Ethan Mann up to the plate first. Deadly combination to face off against if you're Alex Majors, and he's starting it off with a ball outside. Mentioning before, the bottom of the lineup seemed to see Majors fairly well in order to force extra innings. Interested to see what the top of the lineup could do. This man is going to stay off of this one too, as that's going to be another ball, make it 2-0.
And with Ethan Mann at the plate, you can't groove one over the center of the plate. It would almost be better to just walk him rather than do that. Got to be perfect on the corner.
Finally gets the strike there, as that call seemed to have gone the opposite of the last two.
That one was a pretty lenient call, we'll say that, from home plate umpire Brad Polk.
Polk possibly expanding the zone as the game goes on. Not going to have to worry about it there as a foul ball. So 2-2 for Ethan Mann.
Yeah, we're now even. They could get Mann. That would be a huge first out. Still looming threats in Tabak and Wink, but nobody in the ABL hits it like Ethan Mann this year.
Nobody except for maybe Nick Sorelli at first, but instead, no contact, and that's going to be strike 3. So Alex Majors, big out there on Ethan Mann, gets him swinging.
Puts away the New Mexico State Aggie, and it'll bring up another New Mexico State Aggie. It's Tom Tabak with one away, and Majors, although he's still got a long way to go, just cleared the biggest hurdle in the road.
So some more Aggie on Aggie action as
yeah, who's the superior?
Who's gonna gig him harder? As Majors offering some tough stuff down low, forcing him to chip it into the dirt.
Foul ball. 0-1.
Tabak does have a single in today's game, but has definitely struggled in comparison to some certain hitters like Escher and Mann. Just hoping to help advance that runner at second with Fausto Lopez still stranded there. He will move to third here, but could there be an out at first? Morozic gets the running throw, and that is the second out. So Miners, we're back in a similar position. Man in scoring position and 2 away. Chance to put this one to rest as Alec Majors and Blake Wink get ready to face off once again.
That play by Morozic was a lot tougher than it looked. Ranging back up the middle, having to pick that up on the run and make a throw to get out Tabak, who's pretty quick up the baseline.
So offering outside is Majors. That one's going to be called for ball 1.
1-0. We sit at 9:53 local time. Miners trying to take their 9th win of their last 10.
This one said it was called high.
Yeah, it looked just a tad bit up.
And what could have been perfect in terms of east to west just doesn't work out for Majors. So 2-0. And this one is going to be hit. Morozic dives once again, and this game ain't over.
Blake Wink, RBI single, another 2-0 RBI single, back-to-back innings with 2 outs. And this game's tied again.
Morozic has been diving all over the field for the last 2 innings, just trying to keep this game regulated, but now Wink just breaking it open, keeping this game going on 2 outs. They've been surviving in the clutch recently.
6-6 now in the 10th, and still got to get the man at the plate now in the form of Connor McGuire.
Can't focus on the top of the next inning yet. Majors starts to take off, but is going to draw himself back as Blake Wink just couldn't help but get a little feisty over there at first. So Majors looking for any way to end this inning now. Delivers there. Another steal attempt. Bermudez is going to grab it, but not in time. So Blake Wink puts himself in scoring position, and now the Miners have to deal with another speedster from second.
Blake Wink at second, ton of speed. 1-2 count though, or 2-1 count rather.
Majors looking to end this game. Has matched his season high or his season total for earned runs in this game alone.
How about that stop by Sam Thompson to prevent the pass ball?
Nice extension there from the catcher.
3-1 on McGuire. Miners just trying to find a way to send this to the 11th. The 11th, Jared Sweeney would be the runner out at second. Bermudez would be at the plate. If they can get it there.
And this one is going to be hit to Morozic. Grounds this one, and that one will be thrown out. So manages to keep it a tie game once again, but can't get the win. Miners going to be looking at an 11th inning now. Alex Majors navigates out of some additional trouble, but not in time for the Miners to exit Mulcahy with a W. Instead, we'll be back for the top of the 11th inning after a short break here, so be sure to stay tuned. We are back here at Mulcahy Stadium. We're getting extra free baseball today as The second inning of extra action begins. Miners gonna have Jared Sweeney at the plate, or at second, as their designated runner for extra innings. As David Bermudez taking us back to the top of the lineup. He's gonna get another chance here, still without a hit in today's game, despite having a sacrifice fly.
Bermudez in for another at-bat. This being an additional at-bat and extras for Bermudez. He's had a tough day at the plate so far, 0 for 5.
And Rodriguez is going to continue his day on the mound. As he gets a strike there. Nice call and a nice slide. So Rodriguez, the reliever, really pushing his innings to try and make this extra innings win happen. Miners hoping to wear him out. As Bermudez fouls off here to the back net.
He's down 0-2 now. Outfield playing fairly in for the Pilots. And anything hit pretty deep could have a chance to go off the wall.
Bermudez definitely has the ability to get into him. Hasn't seen the ball as well today, it seems. But able to send this one right up to us, actually.
Fouled that one off
on the deck.
I'd like to thank our sponsor of Matsu Miners Travel, Alaska Airlines.
So, David Bermudez down 0-2. None away for the Miners at the top of the 11th. And he gets into this one. Will it get down? No, as Tavik runs up and steals that one. What looked like it could have been a nice shot from David Bermudez is put away for out number 1.
Now it's going to be Josh Morozic, center fielder to the plate. Morozic on the day is also hitless, 0 for 5 with a strikeout. Sweeney still sits on second. Corners play in on Morozic, at least down at third. Rather not corners, just the third baseman McGuire. Maybe thinking of a bunt.
As he lifts his foot but steps right off and gonna reset himself here. Put his foot back on the rubber. Rodriguez to Morozic. Outside delivery. Already saw one wild pitch that let the run score. Still pushing that outside zone. So Rodriguez in a 1-0. Another delivery to Morozic. Gets a big swing here. All he can do is send it down.
Morozic in a hole now.
0-2 to the speedster. Golden Flash looking for his first hit of the day. And more importantly, advancing that runner, but he'll take ball 2 instead. So Morozic looking to stay alive here. Gets another foul ball. Staying at 2-2 is Josh Morozic.
Rodriguez on the mound sits at 35 pitches total. He's worked through a couple of scoreless innings, or rather he gave up that run, the OBR run, in the 10th, but nothing by his own hand forced that runner out there.
So Rodriguez away again, and the longer a closer goes, it's a lot harder for them to have that same control with the speed they like to throw.
You got to think it's going to be Alex Majors. In the bottom of the 11th for the Miners, no activity down in the pen.
Rodriguez a chance to walk a batter here, and that's exactly what he does, going too high, so Morozic gets his base at first.
That's going to be Nick Sorelli. Sorelli on the day, obviously, creating a small village on the base pass. Sorelli has a couple of walks, a couple of hits, including a solo home run back in the first. He'll look to reach for the 5th time today.
And oh, how he would like to go back to that first and repeat. Second home run here could be the insurance that the Miners need Right now, he is looking to get into whatever he can, as that is fouled off.
Foul ball, strike one. Sorelli working against a right-hander in Rodriguez. He hasn't had to face a lefty yet. 9 out of his last 11 plate appearances, he's reached base. St. John Slugger trying for one more.
And gets a ball there, so possibly doing it with another walk, but I'm sure with the power he possesses, his teammates would love for him to drive something in.
Sweeney at second, Morozic over at first. Big leads for both.
As Sweeney's going to go for third, no offer, and he is going to slide in unchallenged, so Sweeney giving him a much better chance at driving something in now.
Yeah, that was a ball to Sorelli. As you saw Sweeney kind of dancing off the bag, and Rodriguez didn't pay any attention to him. He just took off without the throw. That's good heads-up base running. Jared Sweeney swipes the bag there. I believe that is his second of the year.
Team that likes to pick off a lot got a little lazy there, and now Sorelli is going to send it deep. Should be deep enough for a sac fly as Sweeney gets another one. He comes home, and the Miners take another lead here in extras.
Yeah, Miners do get that run, so one is better than none. Obviously, Sorelli doesn't get on base there, but he does produce in a way that will work. A sac fly, so the Miners retake the lead again for seemingly the 1,000th time in the past three or four games.
We are inching towards the finish line, to say the least, as both squads just refuse to make this one end. Sam Thompson going to be back up to the dish for the Miners. 2 away now, and 1 on. Sending this one immediately into the dirt. Fausto Lopez going to have his time, and he's going to make an easy out at first. So Miners managed to take just one once again in the top of the 11th. We are going to head to the bottom of the 11th and see if Alex Majors, for the third time, will likely get a chance to end this game, as the Miners are hoping to head home with a win from Mulcahy Stadium. We'll be right back after a short break. Welcome back to the bottom of the 11th, as the Miners taking a new approach to end this game. Got reliever Evan Wolf coming on. Wolf, talked to him in the pregame actually. He pitched yesterday, only 9 pitches necessary to get his 3 outs though.
Connor McGuire on second here to start the 11th, bottom of the order. And first at the plate is the two-way phenom. In the words of MLB The Show, two-way phenom Japanese import Shohei Ohtani. This time it's not a Japanese import, it's just the man at the plate in the form of Jimmy Galicia.
Galicia has gotten on with a hit by pitch, but hasn't managed to do as much. for his squad as he gets into this one, and it's going up, 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 and out.
Into the glove of Morozic. One away. Big first out.
So all it took is one pitch now. Wheezy operating pretty efficiently right now. So out of his last 10 pitches, 4 have become outs. And hoping to make that happen for the next 2 as we continue here in the bottom of the 11th with Alec Jones coming up to the dish.
Jones at the plate now. Jones on the day for the Pilots at the plate. He has produced 4 at-bats, 2 hits in those, and scored a run as he watched ball 1 there. Wolf 2 outs away from giving the Miners the win. Alex Majors would be responsible for the win as he was the last pitcher of note in this game, but Wolf with the ability to get the save here.
Whatever it takes to help his team win as lean back, why don't you, Alec Jones, getting pushed off the plate there, 2-0. And one of the cooler things occurred yesterday when we were back at Herman Brothers and Wolf took the mound. A few of the crowd took to howling.
Yeah,
for the namesake of his last name.
I've never seen that. That's kind of cool. He wants us to make it his intro song.
Can't blame him, honestly. This one going to be sent up as well as Sweeney going to continue shuffling over into foul ground. That one's a foul out, and Miners have 2 outs, 1 away from ending this again.
It's far from over, though, as we've seen in the past couple of innings. The Pilots with a couple of 2-out RBI singles, and now the last chance, Nick Hagedorn will get an opportunity to tie or win this game. 2 away, McGuire at second.
They refuse to go down without a whimper as the Glacier Pilots and Hagedorn are well aware of the stakes of this game right now. Everything on the line now is Wolf and Hagedorn. Get ready. Ball 1 outside.
Wolf from Kent State. He would pick up his, I believe this would be his first save of the year.
We got plenty of Kent State in the infield right now. If you look around, you got Morozic, Thompson, and Wolf.
That was a beauty of a breaking ball, low and away on the corner. 1-1. Miners trying to win their 9th out of their last 10.
Wolf 1-1. That one swung at and missed. So now 1-2.
1 strike away, Wolf.
Can young Wheezy become the hero for the Miners?
Miners will go to 14-7 if Wolf can get this out here.
Can't get the strike. That one's going to be ball 2. So 2-2. Can never count this game over until you see that last out called.
This game has felt a lot longer than 3 hours and 10 minutes to us, and I'm sure for those of you listening, I mean, it's been a marathon of close innings.
Gets him inside there, too. So full count. Ring him up at 3-2. Something's got to give here in the bottom of the 11th.
And a walk is far from ideal with the man on deck being Cole Escher. 3-2. Wolf at the set.
Gives him a big throw there. Can't help but swing and no chance to make it to first. So Miners win. Evan Wolf, how about that save?
Yeah. That 3-2 pitch was in the dirt and inside, but he got Hagedorn to swing at it on the breaking ball. Evan Wolf, his first save of the year. How about these Miners right now? Taking 9 out of their last 10. They move to 14-7 on the year. The Pilots drop to